All right, everyone. We are here with the finale of Highway to Help 2026. Please join me in welcoming Tauronite with Pokémon Omega Ruby. Let's go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to your finale for Highway to Help 2026. I'm Tauronite. I could not be more excited. I'm already getting emotional just to be a part of this as the finale. I am very, very excited, and I could not be more excited than to have the foremost expert in Pokemon in Selka's mind. I mean, I chose Sel to be my host because of her massive, extensive knowledge of Pokemon. I'm pretty sure that's the case, right?
Definitely. I am definitely the foremost world expert on Pokemon. Absolutely.
You know what? Perfect. Awesome. Well, without further ado, let's start with this game. Not with pressing start, but for pressing X, B, and up, because we need to delete our save data in order for this run to actually, actually happen. Without further ado, we are going to start the run as soon as I hit begin game, and in a second. And all right, we're good to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, Pokemon Omega Ruby Any %. For anyone who is not familiar with this particular entry into the franchise, this is the remake of the Generation 3 Game Boy Advance games Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Love already the little bit of a nostalgia bit with basically replicating this very start of the Game Boy Advance version of this game, and then just going into transitioning into the whole 3D aesthetic that it got introduced at the prior game, Pokemon X and Y. Just everything looks, in my opinion, just looks absolutely gorgeous. Never mind the fact that your main character is in the back of a moving truck this entire time. I'm actually kind of glad they kept that for the remake. I don't understand why that was the case, why you're in the back of a moving truck. But yeah, the story is basically your character moved from a different region into the brand new Hoenn region, where a ton of new Pokemon gets introduced. Before we get into that, we actually need to know who our protagonist is. So, Sel, what is the name of our main character?
With $100 to Humane Wellness Foundation, the name of our protagonist is going to be SCS, all caps.
Perfect. So that is all caps, right? There we go. Time lost because there's no all caps apparently in this game. But yeah, we are choosing actually the girl May. There is actually a speedrunning aspect to choosing the female protagonist in this game. Later on, about, I want to say, like 15 minutes from now, it is actually going to come into play because of the way Pokemon natures are done in terms of the rivals, and each rival actually has a bit of a difference with their teams. We'll get into that in a little as we go throughout the run. First, we are going to make things a lot more viable for the speed on the speedrunning aspect, because if we don't turn off everything that we just did in the menu, this is going to be like a 4.5-hour run. I'm not even kidding. But yeah, no, this is essentially going to just basic Pokemon game. You're in the region. You're in the small town that has like 3 houses. Actually, in this one, not even 3. There's only 2 houses and a laboratory with your mom always being in the house. A fun little fact: this is the first time in the series that we will get to see both your mom and your dad. We'll get to see our dad in a little bit. But first of all, Sel, these Pokemon, you're the expert. What are their names? What do you think? What are their names?
Well, I believe our first Pokemon is going to be called Cave Grandpa.
Cave Grandpa.
Potentially,
maybe. Yeah. We're getting very close. So maybe, hey, who knows? Maybe within the next minute we'll get, I don't know, maybe a snipe at the end. But hey, if you want.
Right now, Cave Grandpa has $50 towards it, and Good Enough has $10. So, $41 would push Good Enough to be the name of the first Pokemon.
Yeah, no, well, okay, so hey, if you want Good Enough to be our starter's name, Yeah, you're gonna have to dish out money and donate to the Hugh Ling Wellness Foundation in the next like minute or so. But first of all, our mom just said like, hey, be a good sport. Should go to your neighbors, introduce you to them, unannounced, and your neighbors, your rival's mom. You're like, oh, I don't know. Oh, you're the new neighbor? Yeah, go upstairs. Go see my son. By the way, this is our rival Brandon. His design has finally answered the age-old question. The thing that white thing that he has on the top of his head, is it a hat or is it his hair? Because the original Game Boy Advance sprites didn't really quite make that distinction, so a lot of people actually thought, including myself, that white hat was actually his hair. So now we finally got an answer to that question. We are now going to go head into our rival, so I think it's safe to kind of call it with our first Pokemon. But I will be taking a bit of a safety save just in case, because we are going to be basically rolling the dice on making sure we get good enough statistics for, stats for our starter. We want to ensure that, hey, this run can be not the most agonizingly painful first half in existence. So we have a Stardust, Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip. But for this run, we are choosing Mudkip. And we gotta make sure, I'm not confirmed that this will be the Mudkip we'll keep. It's a boy Mudkip, 20 HP. Naturally, no, we don't want to go into our bag. Summary. This interesting. You know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. That is, I've never had double digits in all the stats in one run. Okay. You know what? You know what?
It's a sign.
It's a sign. I'm gonna be honest. I was very prepared. I was well prepared for this to require like 2, 3, 4 resets. I'm more than happy with it. Now, the only thing that I'm a little bit wary of is the special attack set being at a 10 instead of an 11. However, that is still completely fine. We can work with it. Defense being everything being at 10 is completely fine. We are going to, all right. So Cave Grandpa, is the C and the G uppercase?
Indeed, and there is no space between them.
Okay, Cave.
And then Grampa.
Grandpa. There we go, Cave Grandpa.
Excellent, I love it. As a note for folks of how this bid war is working, now that SCS and Cave Grandpa have been used, anything else is available. You can donate and nominate a name. There's 2 more Pokemon that are going to get named throughout this run. Your names can be up to 10 characters long. You can pick an existing one or suggest your own name. But right now, that puts Good Enough now in the lead for our next Pokemon. But we have like an hour and a half to get there.
All right. So now we're going to go into our first rival fight in a little bit in a second. First of all, okay, thank goodness we did not get bad RNG on the on WoW Pokemon. But yeah, no, essentially the way stats work in this game, you have 6 stats: HP, how much health you have; attack, how much your physical attacks do in terms of damage; defense, how much damage you'll take from physical attacks; special attack is for non-physical attacks. So by this point in the franchise, we have what's called the physical special split, meaning most moves that do some form of direct contact are considered physical. Like, say for example, a punch is considered physical, and stuff like psychic or like water gun, it's considered special because you're not doing like physical contact. That's more or less a oversimplification of what the physical special split is. For Mudkip, we want to have a high attack and special attack stat for various different fights. Special defense is for how much damage you'll take, how well you can take damage from special attacks, and speed is literally just deciding who goes first in a fight. Ideally, all of these stats are actually good. The only stat that I wish was a tick bit higher, but it's not unplayable, is the special attack stat. I'd rather it be a 10, I'd rather be an 11 than a 10, But either way, I am completely fine with this spread because a 10 defense ain't bad at all. I'm actually very curious what numbers. Okay, so far everything's kind of like relatively even. Attack getting to 15 at level 6 is actually really good. That to me tells me it's going to get a high attack stat throughout the entire run, which I'm very, very happy. But yeah, we've already seen Mudkip and Trico. Sal, your thoughts on 2 of the 3 starters we've had?
Ooh, indeed. So, as the Pokemon expert, right, I must say that Mudkip is a certified cutie.
I'm glad you think so. In my opinion, this starter trio, along with Torchic, the best starter trio in the entire franchise. Every single one of them, in my opinion, are all S tiers. Everybody got their opinion on what the best starter trio. In my opinion, you can maybe say this is nostalgia because this was my first mainline Pokemon game. But I personally think all 3 of the starters are just absolute S tier, amazing, 10 out of 10, no notes whatsoever. So I'm glad that I'm getting to, out of all the mainline Pokemon games that I'm running, I'm glad it's this one because this is by far my favorite franchise, my favorite generation in the franchise. What's called the Hoenn region, the Hoenn games. So you got Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, which I remember I once did a run of Pokemon Emerald, and I thought like, oh, I've run Omega Ruby. I'm sure it won't be that different. Oh my goodness. Speedrunning the original versions of these games are beyond. It's like, you might as well call them different games. Like, it's so different. And the remakes, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, for sure, have given me a wild Pokemon that, come on. Okay, there's Poochyena again, that I did not want to encounter. These things will obviously lose you a little bit of time, so we just want to run away and not even engage in battle. There is very little to no grinding in this entire run. I think I'm going to, just for safety's sake, I'm going to do 2 extra fights in the first gym, just to kind of ensure, hey, let's make sure we can make some of the harder fights a little bit more manageable. Because some of these fights, Mudkip is great. However, some of the fights early on are just beyond deadly for how difficult, and the RNG can be particularly annoying. But yeah, so I ran Pokemon Emerald, and it's so different, which accentuates how beginner-friendly Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are. One thing that you will notice if you go for the entire run, we will not make any effort whatsoever to catch Pokemon. Not one bit. Now, keep an eye out on that wording, effort. I will not make any effort whatsoever to catch Pokemon. Whereas in the Game Boy Advance games, depending on how you want to route things, you might have to spend some time trying to farm for an Abra, or for a couple of other Pokemon, depending on the category and the run you do. But any percent, oh, you're golden. You're golden. We're gonna be so fine. But yeah, we're basically going to now be dealing with a little bit more tutorial things as the game likes. We're now going to another portion where, like, okay, a rival stops you. Look how pretty this 3DS remake is, everybody. Look how good it is. Actually, they're going to show off a Pokemon you will not see in the rest of the run. Your thoughts on Beautyfly, these 3 little butterfly Pokemon?
Oh, I love them. Oh, they're not as good as Cosmog, who's my favorite Pokemon of all time, but they're up there.
Ooh, to be fair, I think if I asked you about any Pokemon, I think with the exception of maybe 1 or 2, I can imagine your thoughts are going to be not as good as Cosmog, though. Which, by the way, I can't lie, Cosmog is really darn good.
Cosmog, yeah, and you're talking about starters, and I'm like, yeah, I hear that, but also my boy Rowlet, like the little brown baby.
Rowlet,
he's the most precious.
Rowlet's amazing. By the way, gentlemen to our left, that is our dad. First time ever we actually get to see our dad in the franchise. I'm not even kidding. Generations 1 and 2, you only had your mom. Generation 3, introduce your dad. And he's a gym leader, to boot. Let me tell you one thing. Our dad, one of the most stressful fights in the entire game. Two of his 3 Pokemon, stat-wise, are literally legendary stats. They are so powerful, they gave those 2 Pokemon an ability that completely nerfs them because of how overtly powerful and borderline broken they are. So that'll be fun to kind of enjoy about an hour and 25 from now. That'll be fun. But yeah, no, we have, by the way, we have this little catching tutorial, which again, not gonna really be an issue whatsoever because not gonna make any effort whatsoever to catch Pokemon throughout this run. So while we are kind of still going for this, Sal, is there anything that you like to say? Floor is yours.
Yeah, I would love to tell people about this $10 donation from Bonsai Joe that just came in. And Bonsai Joe says, "Thank you, Steel City Speedsters, for welcoming me in to Highway to Help as my first event ever speedrunning marathon. This experience has been so wonderful, and so many people and so much effort has culminated in an amazing event. Here's to many more incredible marathons and meetups going forward. Much love, Less Than 3." Thank you so much for that donation. And as a reminder, all donations right now go towards getting us that bonus rival boss fight at the very end of this run. So if you're feeling sad that this is the final run, donate if you're able to. Tell your friends to come donate, because if we get that incentive, we're going to get to see more Highway to Help. And I want that. I'm sure all of you want more of that. So get those donations in. But yes, thank you, Bonsai Joe, for that donation.
Yeah, shout out to Bonsai Joe for doing a stellar job as a host this entire marathon. Very, very proud of the effort. Okay, so first, let's take...
Yeah, the entire host team has been wonderful, and all the volunteers have been fantastic as well. That's a good reminder, actually, chat. If you want to give a round of applause to everyone who's been working behind the scenes, on the mic, all the runners, to make this event possible.
Yeah, no, seriously, without all the volunteers, this event would not be possible, and I'm very proud of everyone who worked, from the donations, to hosts, to techs, to chat mods, to the producers, everyone, games committee, thank you so much for letting me... I'm not even kidding when I said I got really emotional when I found out I was the finale for this event. It really, genuinely made me tear up a tiny bit, because this is the first time I've done a million different marathon runs. This is the first time I'm ever actually the finale. So hopefully this boss fight goes well, because this is, I'm not even kidding, it is the first major reset point as the first rival fight. This lone grunt. Okay. 1 HP at a dream, let's go. Okay, 1 HP, critical hit. By the way, those are supposed to be rare. You'll see how not rare those are actually are. So I have a little bit of a donation idea. Donate for every critical hit you see in this run. I will be doing the same thing for this entire event. By the time that we get to it, by the time we finish up this run, I will be donating however much money we got, equivalent to every critical hit. So we got 1, so let's keep it rolling. Tracking. By the way, that magma grunt, aside from the minor near heart attack I had when I saw the HP go down to 1, that could not have gone any better. Okay, cool. I say that, cool, boom, random Pokemon. Oh, Shroomish, that's a rare encounter. Your thoughts, Cell?
Ooh, why is it angry? Why Angie is my thoughts.
You know, now that I think about it, I've never seen a Shroomish in the game that wasn't Angie. Now that you actually mentioned that. I personally love Shroomish and Breloom, its evolution. I absolutely love it. It turns into like a bipedal, like biting kangaroo deal. I love it. By the way, interesting little plot point. This little cutscene was not in the original game, so this is a little bit of foreshadowing into things that, unfortunately, we're not gonna go through because that is all post-game. However, the one thing I do want to mention is the fact that this game does something very, very differently compared to the original games. Ruby and Sapphire had kind of no real post-game whatsoever outside of one post-game battle facility called the Battle Tower. In this remake, what they did was they literally did an entire post-game story, completely original, dealing with a lot of really cool things and a lot of really amazing lore aspects with the franchise, and one of the hypest moments in the entire franchise, in my opinion, which I am not going to spoil. Unfortunately, I'm not going to show it off in here because that will require going at this for another hour or so. But I highly recommend, if you have this game, you have not explored the post-game, I really implore y'all to do it because it is... Best way I can describe it is très magnifique. You know what? We're gonna take these extra fights just to kind of increase our defense a tiny bit and get a couple of more experience. So there's a bit of a hidden mechanic in terms of stat racing in this game that they have really made less and less hidden as we get progress for the entire franchise. EVs and IVs. We already kind of saw IVs in action. Those are essentially a random value from 0 to 31 that the higher you get, the more a certain stat will naturally start out with. However, effort values, EVs, are something that are basically values assigned to every Pokemon that you knock them out. From 1 to 3, and it's usually dependent on their base natural stat. These Geodudes, their highest stat is defense. So if you knock out a Geodude, you get, I believe, 1 defense EV. If you get 4 EVs, you get an extra point in that particular stat when you level up. So we're essentially going to be doing these 2 extra fights just to get a tiny bit more defense, and as well as getting a little bit more in terms of experience. So we already are, technically, I want to say we are like 1.5 levels more than we typically should. The defense stat it's not bad, but this is one of those instances where the higher your defense stat is, the better you are. Not for this gym, for the next gym, which is essentially stressful fight after stressful fight after stressful fight. But you know what's not stressful at all? Donating to the Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation.
Oh, indeed. That's a great idea. Not stressful at all. Also, my opinion on Geodude is that it needs to spend more time in the gym doing leg days.
Sure.
Yes, definitely. It needs to spend more time doing that. Just as a reminder for folks who are wondering, some of the other things that the Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation does is they have a 6-week support group for LGBTQ plus youth called Affirm. And here youth learn how to create a chosen family, identify coping skills, and celebrate their identities. There's so many different things that they do. You can find out more about the work they do at www.hughLane.org. Of course, every single donation is going towards that. And, of course, every single donation is also going towards getting us that bonus rival boss fight. We need $2,500 to meet that. We have a bit of time because this is a longer run. But also, it's a speed run. And chat, if you haven't seen a speed run before, by some amazing miracle, you've never seen a speed run before, this is going to go faster than you think it is. So get those donations in sooner than later. I might have a little surprise secret for you next time I talk. But for now, start prepping donations.
Ooh, okay, so this will be... Oh, this is going to be interesting. So, I want to... Okay, that is... Yeah, I'm not going first. So I'm unfortunately going to have to take a heal here. This is kind of where, if I had a slightly higher speed stat, this would have been completely fine, but We are complete. Oh, we're good. I think there's kills. Okay, perfect. And we are in what's called the torrent range. So basically, this all Pokemon have an ability. They can be active, passive, whatever. The thing about this game, about Mudkip, is that its ability is torrent, meaning if its HP at any point dips below 1/3 of his max HP, water-type moves get a buff. Which, it's kind of what we were trying to kind of work things out a little bit, but unfortunately, because I was not faster than Nosepass, because we got hit with Rock Tomb, unfortunately, we had to kind of take an extra turn to heal. By the way, hold on. Take a look at this grunt. Look at this block cycle.
He's zooming. He's speedrunning.
Well, that's the thing. He's not even running. He's speed walking. Oh my goodness, the animations in this game sometimes crack me up, for sure. But yeah, basically, we're kind of starting to see this evil team, Team Magma, cause a lot of chaos. If you're familiar with, like, classic Pokemon, you can call this, like, this game's version of Team Rocket, except their whole thing is, their whole mission is to basically, hey, we want to expand the landmass. We want to basically dry up all the water in the world and increase the landmass for all Pokemon to live in, which, to be honest, kind of a dumb motivation, if I'm being real.
Also, that seems like a bad idea, because there are water-type Pokemon. Where are the water types gonna go?
Yeah, exactly.
Where are the aquatic Pokemon gonna go? That seems very unwise.
Alright, could be potentially fatal if I get hit with the worst critical hit in the world. Okay, we're good. Don't worry, we will heal after this. We'll heal, don't worry. Because we are at 3 HP and no amount of torrent boost is going to prepare us for this next fight. Do I want to take I might want to take a safety save. However, first of all... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say, while you're doing all this, you got time for a donation?
Absolutely.
All right. We have $25 from Omega Sonic, who says, I don't know what Pokemon Buskun might do, but I'm hoping they have some sinkhole-related ability. And a shout out to all the amazing volunteers this weekend, making the entire event possible, less than 3. That has put Buskun in the lead as the name for the next Pokemon. It's still a relatively close lead, so you could change that. But donate, that's a great idea. Tell me more about what abilities you think some of these names might have.
Oh yeah, no, I wanna know what all of y'all got in store, because, oh my goodness, some of these, we need to constantly test Cell's Pokemon ability. We wanna make sure that she's on top of her game. Now, this grunt fight is not as bad as the other one, but can still be extremely problematic if we get incredibly unlucky. Now I'm hoping Rock Team doesn't miss. Perfect. And yeah, no, we practically... Okay, we just won. Right? Right? Don't hit sand... Oh, no, sand attack. That lowers our accuracy... Okay, thank goodness. Okay. You would think lowering a Pokemon's accuracy by only one stage is nothing in the grand scheme of things. I have lost runs from... I don't know, I forget exactly how much a one-stage lowered accuracy does to a 100% accuracy move. But I swear it's one of those instances, if you have a 95% chance to hit a move, in reality you have like a 50% chance to hit a move, just because of how really trolly the RNG can be when it comes to accuracy rolls and stuff. But I'm very glad that we did not have that problem in this one. Oh, there we go. Okay, so very curious, what has been your thoughts so far on this collection of Pokemon? I know it's not a lot, but we did have the goated starter trio. We did have Beautifly. We had Poochyena a couple of times, and we had, clearly needing like the Geodude.
I do have a few notes. I have been documenting pretty much every Pokemon we've seen.
Okay.
Poochyena is a sad wolf baby. That's all I can say about it. It's just a sad wolf baby. Nosepass, I want to be besties with. I want to attend Nosepass's book club. I feel like Nosepass has got some incredible thoughts about literature and also some phenomenal taste in hot beverages.
That's a good point. I personally love Nosepass. Honestly, in my opinion, it's an underrated Pokemon. It knows a lot of moves that typical rock Pokemon don't know, and it makes it really fun for casual play. The problem is that they are incredibly rare to find out in the wild. I don't even know if in Omega Ruby they're even catchable, or if it's a Alpha Sapphire exclusive. But yeah, no, they are. I love Nosepass. Fun little fact, because they're designed after. I forgot. I think it was like a certain type of magnet, but basically their Pokedex entry. They are always pointing north, which is a fun little fact about all
Very
Nosepasses.
Interesting. You know, that makes sense. They seem like very smart creatures. So, you know, that makes sense that they know what direction north is because they got so much wisdom up in that head of theirs.
But compass, that's the word I was meant. A compass. Oh my goodness.
You're welcome.
But yeah, basically, what that whole cutscene that we were kind of just going through is basically being put on a fetch quest where we are like asked to, hey, can you deliver both this letter to this guy named Steven and also deliver some ship parts in a faraway town that is 2 towns over from where we are currently right now. We are about to now embark on, before we actually deliver the letter to Steven, we're going to get our second gym badge. And let me tell you from the get-go, I'm afraid. I am definitely afraid of what we got coming up. The boss fight in the gym is actually not even the gym leader himself. It's actually the anti-penultimate fight, which is a fancy way to saying the second fight in the gym is going to be absurdly difficult. Which is why we are going to be getting this item, the Silk Scarf, which actually buffs our normal type moves, which will be vital for this entire gym, because we are going to be doing something called using a move called Echoed Voice. Thank you, game, for making that immediately the first thing that I see. The way Echo Voice goes, and this is where the special attack stat comes into play. It is a move that only does base 40 damage, which actually is very little. However, if you use it in succession, it will add an additional 40 to the base power. So 2 in a row, you hit 80, 3 in a row, 120, all the way to 5 in a row, where you can hit for 200. For context, the move Self-Destruct, it has a base power of 200, which is what Echo Voice at 5 will do. So it's gonna hit like a truck. Like virtually nothing in here will survive it. At 5 Echo Voice, nothing's gonna survive at 4, really. But we're done with the first one. The second fight, this is gonna be the one that that may end up requiring a couple of resets. We'll see. I'm going to take a heal here because you have no idea.
I'm being told the word you're looking for might be anti-penultimate, which means third last.
Oh, did I? Wait, what did I thought I said? Wait, did I say penultimate?
I think you might have said penultimate.
Oh, darn.
Thank you, chat, for educating us. We appreciate being educated.
It's a late to say that English is not my first language.
That's okay. It's my only language, and I sometimes have trouble saying it.
Okay, so right now, here's what I'm banking on. Oh my goodness. Okay, if I don't get critical hit, oh well, that's critical hit number 2. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. You have absolutely no idea. I'm gonna turn on. There we go. I'm gonna turn on the light because you realize it is actually pretty dark in here. You have no idea how hard that fight is. I have seen many, and I mean many, world record contenders lose their runs at that fight. What happens in that fight a lot of times is the AI will start with focus energy, which basically makes it so all your moves now have a 50-50 shot at hitting a critical hit. Oh my goodness, I forgot to heal. No, okay,
Chat, send your energy.
I think this is still fine. Oh boy.
Leave.
Okay, we're probably fine. We're probably fine. Okay, we got an extra level. We are probably fine. I think we're actually gonna go. I think we're faster, so no, we're fine. We're fine. That Echo Voice is now at 200. Yeah, that thing is done. That thing is Dunyan Rings. Okay, that was a lot more stressful than I needed it to be.
You did it. Good job.
Trying to get remember how this looks like in the complete dark. Okay, so I'm going to do something that might seem a little bit odd. I'm going to actually... Okay, I'm going to use Ether first of all, because I always keep forgetting to do it, because I need more Echo Voices than I currently have. I am actually going to take away the Silk Scar, and I'm going to purposefully nerf Echo Voice. The reason why we are doing this is because Makuhita, who was reintroduced right before we went on the air, has a move called Knockoff, which will do a ton of damage if the opponent is holding an item. If the opponent is not holding an item, then we're all good. Now, this could still be problematic because he only got 2 Pokemon, but they both hit really, really hard. Machop always scares me. Depending on how things look, we might be completely fine. We might be fine. Okay, it's not with bulk up. We are actually totally fine. Oh, that's not great. That is not great at all. Let's see if Makuhita... Okay, Makuhita should not be able to knock us out in one go. Oh, it's Santa... Oh, that's actually bad. Oh, that's actually bad. Oh, that's actually bad. That's actually really bad. That completely... What is it? I've never seen him do this. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, we're good. We're good. We are good. We are good. I've never seen Makuhita use Sand Attack before, let alone 3 in a row. Hey, we're good. We are all good. Okay. Cave Grandpa. You're growing up. You're now 16. You're ready to get your driver's license. Into the wonderful Marsh Stomp, which, we got a Marsh Stomp earlier than expected, only because we took those 2 safety fights, and I'm gonna say this right now. I'm really glad that we did. Alright, Mudshot. We wanted to learn Mudshot. Mudshot is going to be critical for the next few fights. So we're just gonna hope that everything is going to be totally fine. Now, I don't want to jinx this, but we are actually almost a minute ahead of my PB, believe it or not. A lot of things have been going extremely well for me.
We'd love to see that.
Right, now we're actually going to go to the left here. Above this house, because we want to get something, a Super Repel. This is where now things are going to come into play quite a lot, because we don't want to have any wild encounters pretty much for the rest of the game. So we want to get as repels, which basically what they do is they make sure there we go. 3D movement is so hard. What repels do is while Pokemon cannot battle you unless your Pokemon in the lead is of a similar or lower level. So basically, if wild Pokemon are lower level than you, then you don't have to battle them at all. which is going to be huge because they can be a bit of a time waster. So we're going to actually equip that right now. Super Propel is really good because it's going to make it so that we get, whatchamacallit, make it so that our next 200 steps, we are not going to be needing that, which is actually perfect for traversing for this entire cave. And I'm very, very glad that in the remakes, they super simplified this little quest because now we don't have to go for an entire dungeon using a move that will illuminate a dark cave called Flash, which in battle has virtually no real use. It lowers accuracy, but even then it's actually not 100% accurate, which is really, really funny. But yeah, we just have to now, we're going for this little cutscene where it's basically kind of foreshadowing that we got legendary Pokemon, give or take, I don't know, a couple of hours from now. But yeah, while we're gonna go for this, Sal, if there's anything you'd like to say, floor is yours.
Yeah, indeed I do. I have a very special message here. $5 from Malara, who says, shout out to my fellow Boricois, one of the best runners. Thank you for everything you do at these events. And so a little messenger appeared and told me that this weekend, I know it was Dag's birthday on Friday, but also it's Alara's birthday?
Fellow March birthday.
Alara's birthday is today, and she's the head organizer. So we are working, of course, on still trying to get that bonus boss fight at the very, very end of all of this. Why don't we do a donation train for one of Alara's favorite Pokemon? She has two. I've also been told this. She has two. Sylveon and Sableye. So Sylveon is number 700 in the Pokedex, and Sableye is number 320. So you can donate $7, you could donate $70, you could donate $3.02, $30.20, some combination of all that. But why don't we do a donation train and wish Alara a happy birthday here during the finale of Highway to Help.
And Alara, even though we will not see Sylveon in this run, I am happy to announce you will be seeing Sableye in this run. You will see Sableye. So look forward to that. But now things are kind of just opening up here in this run. Now we're going to exploring to bigger towns. Slateport, one of my favorite towns in this entire run, in this entire game, I should say. And also, again, and shout out to Alara for a fellow Boricua. A fun little thing for the special occasion. I don't know how well on camera is going to show. However, I'm wearing a Pittsburgh Pirates jersey, more specifically of Pirates legend Roberto Clemente, who is from Puerto Rico and is just an absolute legend, a legendary athlete for us. So I am very, very happy to be representing Pittsburgh with Steel City Speedsters and Puerto Rico by wearing this jersey and being your finale. How much HP do I have? Not that it matters. Fine. I'm gonna take that's a potion. It's no big deal. It is no big deal. However, this area has given me much grief. Would you like to hear the saddest story of my speedrunning career? And it involves this particular area. So we've seen Team Magma being the bad guy in this game. Omega Ruby, Magma, sure. In Alpha Sapphire, its sister game, we get Team Aqua instead. However, obviously, you're not going to get fire Pokemon from Team Aqua. You're going to get water type. You're going to get the water type Carvana. In preparation for a marathon run a couple of months ago, I was doing some runs. I was on a really good pace. I'm just speeding through, and then I get to this point, and I did not notice the blue and black uniforms. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm locked in. I want to make sure. Okay, this run is maybe I could PB before this marathon. And I see the Carvana, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, that's not right. Why is Carvana here? And then it hit me. You remember at the start of the run where we had to hard delete our save data? I was playing on Alpha Sapphire, the copy that I had for over a decade. I hard deleted several hundreds of hours of play because I forgot to check what game I was playing. Not Omega Ruby, I was playing Alpha Sapphire. That is still forever in one of the saddest moments of my speedrunning career. Losing, I'm not even kidding when I say hundreds of hours of play from my college days in preparation for our run. Which, man, really unfortunate, but hey, it's a story I can tell on events such as Highway to Help. Also, can we just appreciate the music in the museum? This is the only spot where we can hear this song, but my goodness, it's a really nice song.
Very beautiful, very beautiful. Also, I'm going to give everyone a quick little update on the name bid war, because we do have 2 more Pokemon to name in this run. Currently, Buskun is in the lead at $31, but fairly close behind it is Skeens? Okay. That's at $11, and then right behind that is Good Enough at $10. Now, I saw in chat that there were Good Enough lovers in the chat cheering for it to be the name of our starter. That obviously didn't happen, but you can get it up there. That could be the next name we have, is Good Enough, with $22. It's $22 away. You could put that birthday train towards getting your name of choice up to the top, so we name the next Pokemon that. And on top of that, that's also going to push us closer towards getting that bonus boss fight.
Beautiful. But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Skeens is a reference to Paul Skeens, who is the current ace of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Unbelievable pitcher. He's like the biggest athlete in the city of Pittsburgh right now, in my opinion. So yeah, so if you want one of my Pokemon to be named after an ace, and believe me, our last 2 Pokemon are gonna be bona fide aces. Man, you might want to consider naming. I'm not gonna spoil who my Pokemon are, but trust me, when you see them, they are aces. And also, same with Buzzcoon, because they both will hit like a bus. By the way, Sal, one of your favorite Pokemon that you of this generation, Altaria.
Oh, my favorite fluffy cloud bird. So fluffy.
Yeah.
Just pet it.
I love Altaria. Mega Altaria is also just as fluffy, in my opinion. It's just like bigger and longer, but you get the same level of fluffiness. But yeah, this is introducing the Pokemon contest, which is a cool little, it's like a beauty pageant, but for your Pokemon that gets introduced into the game. Shout out to the Pokemon anime that completely revamps how contests are done in the games, and they were, I'm not even kidding, shout out to anyone who remembers the Pokemon Generation 3 and Generation 4 anime. The contest episodes were some of my favorites in the entire franchise. They were so much fun to watch. A bit of a shame that it didn't get more fleshed out in this game, but I'm also really glad that they gave that you get the ability to do this really early on, because originally in the original games in Ruby and Sapphire, you could not do this until way later into the game, which, kind of don't want that. Kind of prefer to do it as early as possible if you're introducing a mechanic like that. Oh, there we go. All right, here comes the Cell. Your thoughts on the Pikachu clones? You'll see, this is number 1. Number 2 is coming up after this.
Okay, I need to take a good look at it. Its ears are too big.
Okay. That's a new one. But you know what? Respectable. That's a respectable take.
These are definitely very professional Pokemon knower takes, definitely.
Oh yeah, 1,000. I mean, this is why I have you here.
This one here, Minun also has ears that are too big, but they are less terribly so because they are a less bright color.
I do like the color combination with this one a little bit more, in my opinion. 31. Okay. 31 defense. Okay, that's middle of the road. My defense and special defense, they are middle of the road. Not amazing, but not terrible either. So I'm going to. I didn't get hit one time with a move. That is actually great news. So I'm equipping back the silk scarf, and we are going to be doing this next boss fight, which is the rival. This is where choosing the female protagonist plays a role, because natures are different depending on the gender for this fight. The way natures work in this game is that every Pokemon has a nature, and when you catch a Pokemon, you have no control what their nature is. Most natures will give a 10% increase to a random stat or to a specific stat, while giving a 10% decrease in a specific stat. Some natures give, some natures actually don't do anything, which what we call neutral natures. And the natures that for Brandon in this fight are a little bit more favorable to ensuring that we actually can have a good time. Okay, so we are going to be... Okay, we are burned. That is, that's not the end of the world, but boy, that is incredibly annoying. Burn, what it does is that you lose, I believe, 1/16 of your max HP after every turn. I'm going to put a super potion just in case, and then I'm going to take another turn to heal up after I put this XP. The reason why we bought these X items, they basically serve as like temporary one battle only boost into for a specific stat. Those are going to be our main damage dealers for the entirety of the run. Or at least a way to artificially buff up our Pokemon, including Marshtomp. And the reason why I'm a little bit Burn is fine because the other thing is Burn also cuts our attack stat in half, which is fine because Echo Voice doesn't use the attack stat; it uses special attack. The reason why we go with two X speeds is so that we can be naturally faster than Grovyle. No, that's incredibly bad.
Was that a crit?
No, it is not. That was maybe a 25% chance. That was like 75. Okay.
Oh no.
We take her down. Okay. That is... Wow. Did I heal after? Yeah, I healed. I healed after. I think I healed. So we are fine. That is... Oh, that's incredibly unlucky. That is incredibly unlucky. That's fine.
While resetting, would a donation make you feel better?
Yes, absolutely. 1,000% it will make me feel better.
Well, with this donation, we have reached $2,070, which is wonderful. Keep on going, everyone. But we have $7 here to the Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation from Andrew, who says, "Happy birthday, Alara!" And also, contribution towards Good Enough. Mostly, happy birthday. And with that, Good Enough is now in second place at $17. So that's about, I'm trying to do math. If another $17 would put it in the lead over Buskun, but, you know, like, the names are all tight, close rivalry. You can also donate and suggest your own name. If you don't like any of them, you have a better name, donate and suggest. But yeah, thank you so much, Andrew, for that donation and for the birthday wishes. Let's keep wishing Alara happy birthday. And also, I have a take here. Slugma is going to be my next pet because Slugma is the cutest thing I think I've seen yet all game.
I love Slugma. Slugma's amazing. By the way, that was the crit that we got. So that's 3. That's 3 in the crit jar, everybody. 3 in the crit jar. I'm going to take away. So, if I remember correctly, the odds of that Echo Boy's not KOing that Grova was like 25%. So I'm going to take Map out of the equation and just take an extra whatchamacallit, X special attack and just KO him at one point. Forget Map, forget trying to play the odds into my favor, because clearly the odds decided, you know what, no, let's give you potentially the lowest damage roll possible for this fight. I'm also, I can't lie, I completely forgot. I did not remember if I had reset, if I saved right before this fight. If I didn't, oh my goodness, that would have been, oh goodness, that would have been, I don't even want to think about how long the backtrack would have been.
It just would have meant more time for people to donate, but we're glad we have safety saves.
Yeah, we have safety save. I'm telling you this, Sal, we are going to be taking a couple of extra safety saves throughout the run, because, oh boy, especially this first half, there's a reason why we are going to be artificially buffing up our Pokemon, or more specifically this Marsh Stomp, because, oh man, are you gonna look? Okay, good. Yeah, some trainers there, we call them spinners, where, as the name implied, they're going to be spinning around, and we want to avoid them actually doing anything, or avoid them looking at us, so that way we can, that way we don't have to worry about battling and losing like a ton of time, because we already lost a ton of time having to redo the rival fight, because what do you mean it lived on 1 HP with like a 20-25% chance of that happening? That's fine. Listen, if that's the worst time loss in this run, I'm going to be very, very happy. Actually, fun little someone in the chat was also mentioning, Sal, you might not want to pet Slugma, or rather specifically, its evolution. If you get it to evolve to Macargo, would you like to take a gander at its Pokedex entry?
I mean, I can also see the Twitch chat and say, you know, Twitch chat is trying to convince me that it's hotter than the surface of the sun. I don't really care. I'll just build a special enclosure for it because it's very cute.
Okay, okay, so
we'll deal with it.
Okay, so people do know about the Dex entry, that it is literally, you are literally touching the sun.
Fine. I'll just, you know, put it in its own little enclosure, and maybe it can generate some solar power at the same time. It can power its own enclosure.
If it's not immediately melting off the enclosure and literally everything within its vicinity.
It's fine. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about the logistics. But do worry about getting your donations in, because we are $30 away from $2,100, and we are pushing towards $2,500 to get that final boss fight at the very, very end of this run. So keep on donating. Don't forget, we are wishing Alara happy birthday. Either, Sylveon or Sableye, those Dex numbers in some form. Donate one of those, because those are her favorite.
Alright, remember the green-haired kid that we saw, talking to our dad, and we kind of babysat, trying to catch a Pokemon? He's back. His name is Wally. He basically serves as our secondary antagonist, and I'm gonna be honest here, I don't know if this is a hot take or not. Oh, I accidentally hit no. We do want to battle him, because that is the only way we can progress. He basically serves as our secondary antagonist, and my hot take is Wally should be treated as our primary rival. I said secondary antagonist, I meant rival. Wally is really, really cool, and also has one of a fan favorite Pokemon, Ralph, and that evolved all the way into Gardevoir. And we say goodbye to Ralph. Yeah, this fight is kind of a joke. It's not meant to be a hard fight, but basically kicking off a little bit of a subplot in terms of Wally's growth as a trainer, because the way his little story is that they don't specify it, but they hint that he's not feeling well, or he's dealing with like a disease or something, or like, I don't know, it could be something as something like asthma or something, but his family's like very overprotective. He wants to go off on this adventure, and wants to basically prove to everyone that he can stand on his own 2 feet and grow as a trainer and be a competent trainer who can travel the world on his own, which I think is a really, really, really cool message that Wally's story gives out. But of course, we do have to beat him real easily, because he's not exactly a great trainer right now at this moment. Yes, so?
I feel bad now for my opinion on Ralts. That it feels mean, but yeah, Ralts wishes it was emo derogatory.
Oh, ooh, you're not entirely okay. Okay, so if you look at Ralts is one of Ralts' final evolutions, because Ralt actually can evolve. The final evolution can be 2 things: Gallade or Gardevoir. If you look at Gardevoir's shiny sprite, shiny design, oh Sal, you're actually kind of right on the money on that opinion. You are kind of right on the money.
Of course I am. I'm a Pokemon expert. Of course I'm right about that.
When you're right, you're right. But yeah, this okay, I'm gonna be honest. This gym is a joke. Actually, because we now know the move Bulldoze, which is a pretty strong physical ground type move, or strong for this point in the run. It's kind of made the next 2 gyms, this one and the next one, a complete joke. Like, I am not going to pay attention. I'm hardly paying attention at all to this. Not because I don't treat this run seriously, but because it is so laughably easy. It's literally just press Bulldoze and you win. So, while we are literally bulldozing our way to our 3rd gym badge, floor is yours, Sal. If there's anything you'd like to say, more than welcome to.
Yeah, awesome. Indeed. Let me just grab some more info. I had this info. Where did this info go? I've forgotten. Anyways, we're gonna go with this piece of info then, is that we are slowly starting to run out of time for that name for our 2nd Pokemon. That's gonna close at an hour 40 into the run, thereabouts. So there's about 40 minutes left. But that does mean if you want to name the next Pokemon your name of choice, you need to get your donations in. Right now, Buskun is still in the lead. Good Enough is behind, with Schemes right behind that as well. Like, there's some real tight races here. ! Donate in the chat. Any amount helps. It could be a $7 donation or a $3.02 donation for Alara's birthday. It could be $5. It could be $10. Whatever amount you want. Donate and tell us which name you want for that next Pokemon.
Alright, so Watson, as the name kind of implies, and as the gym kind of implies, he is an electric type trainer. We're ground type. Ground is immune to electric and hits electric type Pokemon super effectively. We will be fine. There is no debate whatsoever as to how this fight is going to go. I'm going to go for a water gun on purpose, because this Magnemite, I believe, has 30, which is an ability that got massively buffed since the original inception in the original games, where if you are at full health and you get hit with a move that's going to knock you out in one go, no it didn't, you live with 1 HP, which would have been great with that Sceptile that knocked me out in one go and the Rival 2 fight. I'm not salty about it, you are. And I'm gonna take out the saltiness that I definitely don't have by just bulldozing our way to gym number 3, which we're gonna now in the middle of like this really, it's kind of just simple, like, I want to call it, we're not at the boss rush portion of the run yet. However, we are going to be at a point where, like, okay, things are going to be, there's still going to be a couple of stressful fights, but nothing that is going to, you know, lose me 3 minutes or anything of the sorts. So I'm very curious, Sal, what have been your thoughts so far as, you know, a foremost Pokemon expert of, like, the first, like 30, we're about 30% of the run done. How has been your, definitely not your first foray into watching Pokemon Omega Ruby?
Oh, definitely not my first foray at all. It's been very good. There's been some fantastic Pokemon. There's been some really lazy lands, like this, like Voltorb that we just saw. That has strong, oh no, I forgot that my homework was due at midnight tonight, and it's 11:50 p.m.
People like to say, like, oh my god, the original games, oh my god, they were so much better. I mean, like, the designs were like, oh, like, way better. Voltorb, I like Voltorb, but let's be honest, it's not that amazing of a design. There's a Pokemon, so I don't know how aware you are of this, Cell. There's a Pokemon named Seal, which is just a seal, literally a seal, and the name is Seal. You just add a second E instead of the letter A. So for everyone that wants to comment like, oh, Generation 5 gave us the ice cream Pokemon, I counter with, we have a literal seal as a Pokemon. So, you know,
but seals are cute.
They are cute, but they are.
As is ice cream. Ice cream's also perfectly fine. Like,
yeah.
Let's not hate on the cuties. This music is phenomenal.
Oh my god, yeah. In about, I want to say like 40 minutes from now, hopefully less than 40 minutes from now, we're going to listen to, funny enough, that will be right around the time I'm going to ask for the next name. We're going to see, personally, my favorite piece of music in the entire game, and one of my favorites in the entire franchise. You only get to hear it for, like, I don't know, 30, 45 seconds, but I cannot stress how much I absolutely love this music. So, hopefully okay, I'm gonna make sure this picnicker, okay, good. Yeah, that picnicker would not have been a major time loss, but I'd rather not take any unnecessary fights from this point onwards. Okay, now we're gonna get, this is something we have not really seen a whole lot, but we got berries. Berries were not a new mechanic to this game. I'm taking a safety save here because, oh no, I've had bad experiences with this fight, as do people who have run this game enough times. Berries are basically hold items or items that give some sort of beneficial effect one way or the other. Person berries, if you have your Pokemon hold a person berry and it gets confused, it will automatically heal the confusion, which will be vital at several points in this entire run. I cannot stress how big person berries are. Because the other thing about berries is that some berries can heal you in terms of HP. They can heal status conditions. The great thing about it is that you don't have to lose a turn due to having to use an item in your bag. So you can just use it uses the berry automatically, which will potentially allow us to, you know, keep the pressure in some fights. And there are going to be some moments where the person berry is going to be, it's going to be so huge for us. There's Makuhita, and I'm hoping that this Tails in one. Cool. I love having stressful fight against Makuhita. Why did Makuhita stressing me out in this run?
See, my take on Makuhita is that it looks like it's a good hugger and potentially a really great massage therapist. So, you know, it's just trying to build more clientele.
Funny way of showing it. However, I will say its evolution, Hariyama, I think that Pokemon would be amazing for giving out massages. It's got hands literally the size of a person, almost. And it knows, definitely, I'm sure Hariyama being a fighting type knows like where to kind of find like pressure points in a person and like just get rid of a lot of knots in a person's neck or in their back.
So yeah, you see, it's just practicing to build clientele. Very smart, very business minded.
Okay, this little segment is not really a, it's a nothing burger in the run. However, it is a really cool mechanic that they introduced in the original Game Boy Advance game. Secret bases. Basically, throughout the entire game, you will run into small little pockets in the overworld where you can just make your own little tree house and decorate it however you want. And I think that's a really cool mechanic. And you get to decorate like, it's literally like your own little tree house. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is an actual literal tree house, but there's also like these small little like caves where you can do the same thing. They expanded this mechanic a little bit. I'm taking a safety save here just in case. Okay, good. They expanded in the remakes to make it a lot more friendly towards being able to visit other people's secret bases. Because of the way you know, by this point in the franchise, there was a lot of emphasis of online battling, online trading, just online communication with all your friends. They made it so you can visit with a QR code. Every secret base, you can basically make a QR code, and if you scan it with the 3DS's camera, you basically download, for lack of a better word, that person's secret base. And you can even battle those Pokemon. And what some people throughout, back in the day, what they would do is they would have themselves make their battle be against level 100 Blissies, which are the best Pokemon to farm experience points in the game. And if you're able to get like a collection of secret bases that just have nothing but Blissies, oh boy, you're gonna be rolling in the, you're rolling in free experience. Just waiting for you to not look up. There we go. And I'm gonna take... Okay, no, we're not taking the safety save here. For a moment, I was a little bit nervous. I'm going to heal up here just in case. And I'm also... just on the small chance I lose the... Not the next fight, but the fight after that, which can... We don't typically lose that fight, but I've seen instances where we end up losing, where runners have lost that fight just because of really bad RNG. So hopefully things will go fine. But this is, now we're kind of entering this next little point where like, oh, Team Magma is doing a lot of not so good deeds. And we want to put a stop to it, including kidnapping a professor. And we're now tasked to save Professor Cosmo. Not to be confused with Cosmo.
Oh, you had me excited for a second.
Yeah, you know, listen, Cosmo again, this is 2000, actually no. If we're talking strictly Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, we are not going to, really, the first, okay, I was going to put up a not leave, okay, cool, let's go, let's leave, please, go, okay, thank goodness, I do not want to deal with a not leave at all. I wanted to save my super repels and just like min-max the heck out of my steps, because we only have one super repel left, so we want to ensure that we can go for this without really much of a problem. Okay, next Pokemon up, Aaron. Thoughts, Cell?
This one belongs to the Certified Cutie Club alongside Mudkip and Numel.
Ooh, you know, that's a great take. That's a great take. And the cool thing about it, and if you're someone who likes Aaron, but also likes, like, really cool, tough-looking Pokemon, oh, Aaron's final evolution, Aggron, it's literally a kaiju. It's, like, one of the coolest Pokemon designs in this entire game. I would argue in the franchise, honestly. It's that cool. Aggron is one of my favorite Pokemon, Pokemon designs in the entire game. Nope, I didn't mean to. My finger slipped. I was aiming to not have to fight him. He's not a big deal. Just a couple of... I think you have a Geodude and a Machop, I want to say? I don't... God, I don't remember if you have... I don't remember if you have Sturdy, so I'm gonna take things out of the equation and just not have Sturdy hit. Oh, you have Geodude too. Okay. But yeah, the next fight that we're about to do is going to be... Oh, yeah, you do have Sturdy, of course. So the next fight that we're about to embark is going to be our first ever double battle, which is actually one of the new mechanic that was introduced in the original Game Boy Advance game. Double battles. It was never done before in none of the Game Boy Color games, nor in the, in like the few N64 games that we had by the time this game was released, such as Pokemon Stadium and Stadium 1 and Stadium 2. Shoutouts to the Stadium games. They are so much fun. Very, very much fun. But yeah. We're going to be dealing with our first... Oh, that's what I get for going left a little bit early. I'm taking that full heal just in case... Ooh, that's a rare encounter. Surprise thoughts on Solrock. You're actually going to encounter Solrock much later, but okay, that was the first time seeing him.
Stunning, gorgeous cinema, no notes.
I'm so glad. Solrock and Lunatone are very, very fun. Very cool looking Pokemon. I just wish that their stats were better. Because if their stats were even just a tiny bit better, oh my goodness, I would run with a team of Solrock and Lunatone every day of the week. That's how cool they are. But we will actually get to see both of those Pokemon as a spoiler warning, as gym number 7 Pokemon.
I am excited to see them again.
Alright, now comes the this is where like you see a lot more depth into... Ooh, that is interesting. Okay, interesting that I went for Swagger on the Slugma, of all things. I mean, not that it matters. That's it. Oh, that's another critical hit. It wasn't on us, it was on Slugma, but that is still a critical hit, so that is number 4. That's number 4 in the jar that I will be donating when this run is over. Cool. Cave Grandpa grew to level 24. He's moving up in the world. He is... Oh my goodness. I was 24 when I first moved into the United States full time. Right? 20? Yeah. Yeah. I think I was 24. Yeah, I'm turning 31 in 4 weeks from now. Oh my goodness.
Oh, almost birthday. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Alara and I share not just the thing about us being fellow Boricuas, but we are also fellow March birthdays.
Hey chat, we could add in an extra early happy birthday train to the already existing birthday train for Alara.
Yeah, let's just have a whole bunch of birthday trains. You know, why not?
just birthday celebrations for anyone. And as a reminder, we are $30 away from $2,100. I'd love to see us get there before we have to name the next Pokemon. So !donate in the chat. Get your donations in.
Yeah, because we are, I want to say like 25 minutes away from, maybe not even 25 minutes from getting to that point where we are going to have to require the next name. So not a lot of time. So if you wanna make sure your choice gets picked, as well as donating to the Healing Wellness Foundation, make sure that when you are donating to select the incentive and select the option you want your donation to go towards to.
Yeah, like you can wait for a last minute snap if you really want to. That's always risky because sometimes it takes a minute for a donation to process. So get your donations in sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's always a risk when you want to leave things up to chance. You know, at the last minute, like maybe not going for a 4th special attack and having your opponent's Grovyle live on 1 HP. I mean, what? Okay, I need to actually focus because I need quiet time to make sure I don't accidentally hit B. Okay, folks, it's time over. That choice was basically, hey, do you want to go back to Mobile City? Like fast travel to Mobile City? If you hit no, I would have had to manually go all the way down, to go back to, the point that we are going to be going to, and we also have to go into the Pokemon Mart because we need to go shopping because, we can't be a champion, wait, I need to sell some goodies. We can't be a champion. We can't be the best there ever was. Like no one ever. I already messed up the song. The how to go it in the anime. But yeah, we need to buy a lot of potions. Actually, I'm going for 2. There. I doubt that they will actually come into play at any point in the run, but you never know. And now we're gonna go for a lot of repels. I mean, a lot of max repels. Like a ton of them. So let me see where we are in terms of our HP. In a second. I think our HP is like high 60s, low 70s, so I'm not gonna get a chance to take a look at the actual numbers without healing, and I don't want to do that because that's gonna lose a little bit of time. Okay, Rock Smash gives us another random encounter. Cool, love to see that. Go to the gym, go on a treadmill, according to Cell. Do some leg presses, for goodness sake. You're already...
Geoja needs to do more leg days.
Agreed. What was our HP? You know, I could do with... Oh, it's literally 40 HP. Literally exactly 40 HP, so I don't think I needed to do that, but whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. You're gonna look... No, you're not actually not gonna look up. Why? Okay, cool. Well... Oh boy, that'll be interesting. Sal, any thoughts of anything you'd like to say as we see the Huggable Boy Nummel again?
Yeah, so right now in this run, we want to be antisocial. That's why, you know, we're using the max repel. Got to keep the Pokemon away from us because that's slow. But the Humane Wellness Foundation has groups and activities that are meant to promote social activity. Did you know, Toro, that 500 people participate in monthly wellness activities, including pickleball, yoga, and silent book club?
I did not know that, but that it is. All of those sounds absolutely fantastic and a great time.
Yeah, they do so many incredible things, and their team members support local and national child welfare staff to improve their work with LGBTQ+ youth and their families. So the incredible work that they're doing both with LGBTQ+ and HIV communities, and all of the money that's been raised so far, and that we will keep raising because, you know, we still have a bit of time still left this event, goes to their incredible work.
Alright, now comes, this is not a difficult portion of the run, however, there a little bit of RNG is going to come into play with, like, how fast we're gonna go for this. By the way, just casual cable car, taking us all the way up to an active volcano, and now currently in the middle of a multi-team war? You know, just casually? Sure, why not? So basically now we're going to be dealing with fighting a ton of magma grunts. So now comes, this is where, not this fight, but I believe the next fight, or or even the fight after that, where we are going to be equipping a Person Berry. We want to ensure that the attack stat is nice and right for, okay, cool. Yeah, now our attack stat is really good. So Swagger is going to be a move that we're going to be seeing a lot from this point on in the run. The way Swagger works is your opponent actually gets a buff to its attack stat by 2 stages. Now you may think to yourself, wait a minute, that's kind of counterproductive. However, what it does additionally is that it will confuse them. The way confusion works in this game is you got a 50-50 shot as to whether or not your move, your attack even goes forward. If you fail the coin flip, you will do, I want to say, like, the equivalent of, like, a regular 20 base power, 40 base power move on yourself. and meaning the higher your attack stat is, the more damage you will do when you inflict on yourself. So it can be a bit of a risky maneuver, but if all goes well, Swagger can be a potentially devastating move on your opponent. However, because we got those Person Berries, remember when I said earlier, Person Berries automatically heal Confusion, we can take advantage of the fact that Swagger will give us a buff and we get to heal from the Confusion. So we get a 3+2 to our attack stat, which is going to be very important for not this fight, but the next fight coming up. This fight, however, this is incredibly annoying. Let's see how many turns it will take Coughing to self-destruct. Ideally, we want it to be on turn 1. I've had the last few runs give me 3, 4, but actually no, sometimes not even give me a self-destruct. I end up having to knock it out. Oh, cool, Sludge. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, that's real bad. Thank goodness I bought all those full heals, but that is not when I wanted to do it. Okay, cool, turn 2. Okay, turn 2 is still nice. It's still pretty nice. And get to see just Nummels a lot of times in this run. And Zubats and Gold. Actually, no, we're kind of getting close to being done with seeing Zubats throughout the run.
Was
however,
that a crit?
Oh, I didn't pay attention. Well, you know what? Sure, why not? Let's call that a crit.
I'm pretty sure I saw the words a critical hit. Chat can help me, but otherwise, I want to mark that down as crit number 5.
Yep. It's at 70, not 73, but you know what? That's fine. That's completely fine. Let's see. What is our attack stat by this point should be really good. I'm saving just in case. We're kind of now mostly done with looking with Zubats. We're now going to be encountering more of its evolution Golbat. And in this fight, so you're actually going to see Nummel's evolution, Camerupt.
Ooh. Okay, I am ready to judge.
Yeah, I'm... Yeah, you're gonna see... Yeah, this is now we're in the point of the run where we're now starting to see more evolved Pokemon. And also, oh man, this music. Oof, this music.
Oh, this is very good.
It's an absolute bop. I'm going to take a look at its speed stat. Actually, no, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to assume my speed stat is 30. At least 30. That is... Oh, beautiful. It's going to be risky. I could get Swaggered again and be put at +4. Yeah, I'm +4. That is... Okay. We are going to be fine. I got confused twice, but that's completely fine. It's not going to go for Swagger a third time. Or a third time in a row. So, yep. In terms of attack stat, we won. We won. Now, the question is, are we faster than Golbat? Because Golbat is a really fast Pokemon. Actually, no, we're actually going to find out what our speed stat is. Oh my god, our speed stat is so naturally high. It's so high. Oh, we are fine. Yeah, that is Camerupt.
Oh, I love it! Oh! Also certified cutie.
I'm very curious to see. I'm glad you like Camerupt, but I'm very curious because there's an additional surprise too. Oh, no, Rock Tomb, you are why? Rock Tomb missed. That is, Rock Tomb has a 90% chance to hit. Rock Tomb again. Thank you. Rock Tomb, why must you be so stressful? Thank goodness this is actually the last time we are using Rock Tomb in the entire run. This is the last time we're using Rock Tomb, but... Why do you have to make it so stressful on me, dude? But yeah, we have saved, this volcano from being erupted? I think that was what the goal for Team Magma in this run was. I think? So... Hooray, we saved the entire region from getting smothered in magma and hot lava.
But how does that help their goal of draining the... I guess it would hit the water and harden and become more land, but I don't think that's how Earth is made. I don't know. I'm not a geologist.
This area makes even less sense in Alpha Sapphire, where it's Team Aqua doing the same thing.
Yeah, that makes my head hurt. What? What?
You know what? Let's since your head is hurting, let's talk to this old lady who actually heals our Pokemon. And this is a really nice reminder for everyone to, if you're enjoying this event, first of all, thank you so much. But we want to make sure that you're all comfortable. So hey, make sure that you're well hydrated. You got snacks. We still have a lot of run left. So if you want to make sure that you are well rested and you got enough to enjoy the rest of the run.
Yeah, maybe stand up, stretch, go grab the wallet if you need to, so you can send in a donation to the Healing Wellness Foundation, and also help us get closer to that bonus boss rival fight that we're hoping to see at the end of this run. Actually, Toro, can you tell us a little more about that bonus boss fight?
Absolutely. So we've already seen our rival a couple of times, and he was incredibly annoying. Brandon, to be more exact. What if I told you our adventure technically does not end when we become the champion? We get to have an additional, never before implemented boss fight immediately after we beat the game that was not there in the original game. So yeah, it is definitely quite the doozy, and a bit of a hey, let's give you another shot at getting some well-deserved victory against your rival. Introducing actually the first time you'll actually one of the very few times in the franchise you'll actually get to battle your rival that having, I think, a whole team of 6 Pokemon. I forget if it was 5 or 6 Pokemon. Either way, you're also going to enjoy just what our team is going to look like by the time we actually get to that bonus boss fight. I promise you.
So what that tells me is people should get their donations in, and every donation automatically goes towards getting us that bonus showcase.
1000% for sure. Alright, this is personally my favorite gym leader in the entire game. I love Flannery. Flannery's design to her dialogue and her expressions that they really made a lot better in the remake. Her whole thing is like she inherited the gym from her grandpa, who was the prior gym leader, and basically she's a newbie at this whole gym leader business, and so she wants to basically act all tough and everything for prospective gym challengers. But she's honestly a big old softie. And I really just love the expression she has. And she also, and her ace is one of my favorite Pokemon in this entire game. Not Slugma, but Slugma is pretty cute.
Slugma, part of the Certified Cutie Club.
But yeah, this, the deal with this fight, bulldoze. Yes, you got the gist. It's literally the Watson fight all over again, except more bulldoze. And the interesting thing is whether or not I can 2-hit KO the Torkoal that we got coming up. Which is her ace. Torkoal, one of my absolute favorite Pokemon in the entire game. Interesting. Okay. Did not actually do what I thought it was gonna do. Sunny Day. Okay, that's also interesting for sure.
I fear chat might dislike me. I am not a fan of Torkoal.
Aw, dang.
Chat can hate me.
Ooh,
that's okay. You can donate.
That is... Yeah, it's really unlucky. I should have healed. That's completely fine. That's fine.
That's okay. That's why we have safety saves, right?
Yeah, and also, hey, Flannery. We get to have more Flannery.
More Flannery. More Torkoal for chat, who seems to be very excited about Torkoal. And that's okay. I can deal with it, because it's more time, more marathon.
Also,
All
can
good
I just stress, Marshtomp, you missed Mudshot and Rock Tomb? Come on! These are not super low accuracy moves. Come on, your time in the limelight is almost done. Can you at least get to the very end? Can we at least get there? Granted, it gives us more opportunity, more time with this run to be able to donate more to the Healing Wellness Foundation. But at least, you know, put an effort, dude. You're doing so well at the start. Mudshot, mind you, has I think a 15% chance to miss. 15. I was banking on that on Rock Smash potentially doing a little bit more, but oh well, that's fine. Rock Smash A doing a little bit more, and B lowering the opponent's defense, which would have KO'd Torkoal if it did, but that is the risk we take when it comes to Pokemon. It's also really funny because I think this is the first time I've ever lost a Flannery in a gym fight. We also got like actually really bad damage rolls here. Oh no, it's actually just straight up not great. Rock Smash? Really? It's doing that little. Oh, because it's using Curse. This will be interesting because it is just gonna get, this fight is going to get prolonged a lot more because of the Hyper Potion. I forgot if she has 1 or 2 Hyper Potions. Because we're gonna find out in a second. Body Slam, I hope it doesn't. Okay, game. Alright, that is a crit and paralysis? You know what? Shoot, just give me the gym back, alright? Alright, just give it to me. Just give me the gym back already.
Did I hear another crit?
Yep, that is number 6. That Torkoal was especially sturdy. Oh my goodness! I never had so much trouble with Torkoal before. But hey, making me proud. Calling it one of my favorite Pokemon in the entire game. But you know what? This is another instance of I need to focus and ensure I do not hit B. If I hit B, we are losing an absurd amount of time out of backtracking. Because he's gonna ask us, hey, you wanna fight your dad now? And the answer to that is yes, because he will automatically take us to, it will automatically take us all the way to Petalburg, which, mind you, will, if we say no, manually, we would have had to take, I don't know, take an extra, lose like 4 minutes, potentially, to backtracking? So yeah, so I'd rather not have that. I'd rather not have to deal with that. I'm going to heal here because I also am contending with paralysis, which the odds of hitting a critical and paralyzing your opponent from Body Slam are I think much lower than Mudshot missing. So, you know, odds not entirely in my favor, but hey, that is the nature of a Pokemon run for sure.
Also, Toro, aren't we really close to naming the next Pokemon?
Yes, we're actually getting pretty close, and I want to make sure, first of all, do I have Soft Sand? That explains it. I forgot to equip the Soft Sand. That's why explains why I was having so much trouble. I was like, this Torkoal is unbelievably sturdy. This should not be that sturdy. That explains it. That explains it.
So then, real quickly, I want to say, well, we are, Delcatty, 10 out of 10. Also my next pet alongside a Slugma. That deadline for naming the next Pokemon is coming up real fast. Buskun is in the lead right now at $31. Good Enough is at $17. A $15 donation would get Good Enough in the lead. I want to see Good Enough.
I want to see Good Enough. Good Enough is honestly great. Yeah, so we learned, not learned, but this Delcatty, this is the one fight in the game where I honestly wish I had a female Mudkip. Unfortunately, the odds of getting a female Mudkip are rare. It's 1 in 8 do you get a female starter, because Delcatty used Attract. And that is no bueno, because Attract basically does the same thing as Confusion, 50-50 shot, your attack moves through. Nothing happens if you lose the coin flip, but boy, that 50-50 chance of your attack going through, boy, it is significantly less compared to, significantly less. Or it feels like much harder to pull off for whatever reason. Odds in Pokemon games are really, really funny. Also, thoughts on Lanoon?
Like an 8 out of 10 cute.
Okay, respectable.
It looks like the fighter cousin of a skunk.
Okay, really super potent. Interesting. That's fine. Okay, this is. I really have not been hyping it up, but this is an incredibly stressful portion of the run. This is essentially a boss rush, all the way to get to our dad, because every single one of these trainers use X items, or at least some sort of item to buff up their Pokemon, and they can be incredibly annoying to have to contend with. I will say, just to give a bit of a warning, I would say like maybe 3 minutes after we get our next gym badge is when I will need that name. Actually, no, not 3. Let's put it 2 names, just in 2 minutes, just in case. 2 minutes. And just to kind of give it, just to give like a little bit of give that final name a little of extra room to breathe.
All right, you heard Toro, folks. 2 minutes left to decide what is going to be the name of that next Pokemon.
Yeah, 2 minutes. To be more specific, 2 minutes after we collect the gym badge from Norma, which it could be 2.5 minutes from now. It could be 5 minutes from now, because the level of setup for this fight is absurd. It is. When I tell you, this Pokemon, this fight has. The Pokemon that he has is 2 aces slacking. If you look at its stat distribution, it is literally rivaling that of legendary Pokemon. It is that powerful. So we are going to be spending an absurd amount of time of setting up just to ensure that we can get through this fight without much problem. So I'm going to take this. I cannot stress how big to save here is. Many runners have lost runs to Norman, including myself. The way this fight works is we're basically playing. It's basically a big old chess game. Every other turn, Slacking cannot actually attack because of its ability Truant. We are going to kind of figure things out as we go. I want to say our defense. I'm gonna go safe. I'm gonna go safe and not have to and go for 2x defense. Slacking. This beauty, I guess. Okay, Yawn. That's fine. That's fine. Yawn. What it does is it makes us go to sleep. Not next. The turn after. So we are fine. Our speed, we only need to do 1x speed. So now we just gotta focus on X attack. And the setup is now virtually complete. Now, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to get hit with a full heal. Interesting that I went for Encore. Even though we literally have not used a single move in this game. What Encore does is basically forces your opponent to have to do the same move for like 5 turns in a row. But that's the thing, we haven't done any moves in this entire game. Yawn, that is interesting. Interesting. This is a really awkward thing. This is a really awkward moment. I'm going to This is an incredibly awkward setup because I'm now asleep and Bigoroth can be annoying. I am faster, so I think the important thing is ensuring that I don't lose. This is my last... Oh! Never mind then! Never mind. Why did you use Encore on a sleeping Pokemon? What? Never mind, we won. We won.
Let's go.
Well, actually, no. I shouldn't say that. If we get crit, we lose. If we don't get crit, we win. We win. Yeah, now you see how stressful this fight can be. Now you see how stressful this fight can be. There's a lot of moving pieces. Thankfully, Norman using Encore on Bigoroth's first turn while we were asleep, which again forces me to use the same move that I used in the prior turn, but I'm asleep. That doesn't make any sense. Either way, we got the gym badge. So about 2 minutes from now, close the poll for the third name. And trust me, we are... Oh, you're going to love what we are about to get. This is now... We're now going to the portion of the run where the story kind of deviates a little bit. Not tremendously so, but it does impact how we played the game. With one little itty-bitty thing that we're about to do. Those of you who have played this game, will understand what I mean. We'll get a very special Pokemon that we are not meant to, or rather, like compared to the original games, this Pokemon we're about to get, it was post game only. Now we're about to get it literally at the halfway mark of the run. So interesting. It'll definitely be interesting for sure. But yeah, thankfully I don't have to do anything in terms of like hitting yes and not accidentally saying no for fast travel. So I want to first heal. Actually, I'm in Torrent, so I could have maybe gotten away, but I do not want to deal with a potential headache. But first, we're going to teach Marsh Stomp Surf over Mudshot, and then we're going to teach Strength over Rock Tomb. And we're basically now going to have our farewell fight with Marshtomp. That's right. This will be the last time Marshtomp will play any role as an active battler for the rest of the run. I always like to say, this game, in terms of the speedrun, it's a 3-act play. The entirety of this, the entirety of this, first half of the run, that was Act 1. Meant to get into the bag, because I don't remember if we should... Oh wait, it's been an eternity since the last time I was asked to replenish my repel. Oh, there it is. I was wondering, it's like, did I accidentally say no to keep the max repel effect going? But no. Either way, Act 1 was Marsh Stomp. Mudkip and Marsh Stomp. Act 2 begins now. We're gonna having Steven interact with us another time, and then I don't even know if that snap actually was audible. However, hello, Latias! What are you doing here? People who played the original games and were seeing this for the first time, at least for me, my mind was blown because this was not a thing in the original games. I'm like, why is Latias here? And also, cool, we get to ride Latias for a little bit, even if it's just a cutscene. And I will be asking for the name now in a second, which I hope that's ready. I will be asking for a second.
Right, let me refresh quickly.
However, I do want to give a moment. This is my favorite song in the entire game, believe it or not.
can believe it. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's such an like, it's weirdly ominous and melancholic, but not in a bad way. I don't know if I'm explaining it well enough, but it's like very reflective. And it's just an absolute beautiful piece of music that I'm very, very happy that we got to hear at this point. And like, so really, this is one of those pieces of music that you don't hear in the original games until like maybe post game or like very, very end game. So yeah, so I'm very happy that we got to listen to this track. But yeah, this will be our final Pokemon, our final fight with Marshtomp. So Cave Grandpa, you were mostly good. You were 90% good. You know, like the accuracy for roughly the accuracy for Rock Tomb and Mudshot. You know, the thing that you're not supposed to miss. Anyways. Oh, did we get a... I was hoping... Oh, this could have been a one-turn win. Okay, that's critical. That's number 7. That is number 7. Cool, useless, level up. Alright, cool. And with that, we officially bid adieu to Marshtomp. So we are ready for our next Pokemon right now. And you may be wondering, so wait a minute. You can't seriously mean... Yep. That beautiful, majestic boy that we're seeing in the center, that is going to be our next Pokemon. So, what are we naming him?
Kun.
Butzkun?
Yes, Butzkun. So, Butz hyphen Kun. Yeah, both the B and the K capital.
Beautiful. Where's the... Oh, there we go. Nope, that's not... Touch screens are hard, okay? Wait, why am I also trying to go for the dash already?
You're impatient in spelling. You gotta get the word bus in there first.
Yeah, that is true.
There you go.
There we go.
There we go. Perfect.
And let me tell you, you like to nickname it? Yes. But that's really weird that it asked me, are you sure you want to name it that? I did that the first. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've never had a confirmation nickname confirmation choice. That's really funny. Like, really? Are you sure? However, we also get the Latios site. This is where we now have the ability to Mega Evolve. Mega Evolution was introduced in the prior games X and Y. They basically get, think Digimon where like they get like a temporary transformation and they get like way stronger. We get Latios. However, we're actually not going to do it because the animation to have to use them a lot of times it takes a long time, and trust me, we are actually not going to be needing to do any Mega Evolving. Latios. Let me tell you about this boy. When Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald first came out, and we found out what Latios is. Latios was for lack of a better word, Latios is a God Slayer. This thing's stats are borderline broken. In fact, so much so, it had an item called the Soul Dew. I don't remember if we get it like immediately. And honestly, I'm forgetting if we have the Soul Dew right now. However, the Soul Dew was a held item exclusive to only Latias and Latios, which, by the way, if you're playing Alpha Sapphire, you get Latias instead of Latios. This is one of the primary reasons Omega Ruby is the preferred game for a lot of speedrunners compared to Alpha Sapphire. Latios, its special attack stat is beyond beastly. Its stats are one of the strongest in the entire game. And there is almost no way we're gonna have like a bad Latios. I want to teach Surf over Heal Pulse. What is... Ooh, that is a really nice nature. That's plus speed minus attack. That is Ooh, you know what? You know, I actually really like it. We're going to use this PP Max to Luster Purge, not Surf. And then going to switch up Latios with... Oh, hello. Better if I just use the touchscreen there. I actually did not pay attention to the special attack set, but that speed is already really good. Remember when I said, when I talked about IDs earlier on, about how there's a random number from 0 to 31 assigned to every single stat whenever you catch a Pokemon, and when you catch it, there's no real way to kind of manipulate it. However, in this case, it is a little bit different with legendary Pokemon. Legendary Pokemon from this point onward in the franchise are guaranteed to have 3 of their 6 stats to have a perfect IB of 31. I did not see off the top of my head what the IB... because honestly, I was paying more attention to the nature. But once we level him up, we'll find out. I mean, I guess I could find out right now, because it is actually really good to know the stats for Latios. 9288. Okay, remember when I said, remember when I was talking about how, you know, the last 2 Pokemon of our party are gonna hit like a Buzz? So Buzzcoon would be an appropriate name for either of them? Yeah, no, this is incredibly apt. Yeah, no, this Latios is going to wreck shop. This Latios will live up to the Godslayer nickname I bestowed upon it. So what have been your thoughts so far on Buzzcoon?
Perfect name. Very bus-shaped. Very friend. Excellent name.
Shoutouts to the I forgot the name of the movie, but there was a Pokemon anime movie that focused on Latios and Latias. It was one of my favorite, like in terms of like art direction and art style, it was one of my favorite movies in the Generation 3 games, and I loved it so much. Shoutouts to the Generation 3. The Generation 3 movies were, as a kid growing up, I loved watching those so much. The Jirachi movie, the Rayquaza Deoxys movie, the Latias movie they were all so good. I cannot stress how much I watched those movies growing up as a kid on television. Growing up in Puerto Rico, probably I've watched all those movies like 15 times at least. So, you know, so that is going to so obviously that warps my viewpoint on this generation, this era of Pokemon. I just absolutely love it so much.
I see in chat someone saying that Buzzcoon shall carry us along the route to victory, which is very true. Here at Highway to Help, that's very, very fitting. We're raising for the Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation and their incredible work with both LGBTQ+ and HIV individuals. But we're also $30 away from 2,100. We've been there for a little while. I think we need more donations, because we need to name one more Pokemon this run that's going to be coming up fairly soon. And Good Enough is in the lead, but that's only a $6 difference away from second place right now, which is Skeens, which, hey Toro, I'm pretty sure you wanted Skeens, right?
I mean, I am partial to Skeens at the very least. I'm a little partial, I can't lie. Listen, I'm a baseball fan. I'm wearing a Pittsburgh Pirates jersey, for crying out loud, so, you know... Yeah, I mean, listen, I'd be fine with all of them, because at the end of the day, all of that money is going to go to the Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation. But if I had to pick, you know, I wouldn't be mad at either Skeens or Clemente, which is actually the jersey that I'm wearing. Shoutouts to Puerto Rico legend and Pittsburgh Pirates legend Roberto Clemente. But I'm pretty sure I said it before, but bears repeating, in my opinion.
Clemente is currently in third at $1, tied with Penguins and Yins. So you heard Toro. Get your donations in. You do have to decide, you have to just select one of these names or submit your own name when you donate for the name, but every donation goes towards getting us that bonus rival boss fight, which, as Toro said earlier, if you missed this explanation, this is like unique content that was like not previously before seen in other versions of the game. This is a really, really cool fight. You are going to want to see this, but we need to hit $2,500 to see that. So I believe in you, Twitch chat. I believe in you. But we are going to start running out of time. So, ! Donate.
Oh boy. Oh boy. The one-time water pulse actually confuses us. The one time this move actually confuses us. Why? Oh, and
More
please
time
snap out
to
of
donate. That's
snap
right.
out of snap out of confusion, please. Snap out of it. Thank you. By the way, we got a critical in the middle of that fight. So that is no. That's 8 or 9.
That's 8 by my count.
8 critical hits and not even 2 hours into the run. Yeah, you're kind of seeing why I said, yeah, best to keep track of how many criticals we get. Because that is, as I mentioned, and I implore all of you to also do the same if you're able to. I'm going to donate the equivalent of however many critical hits I see throughout the run. So chat, I'm also going to need your help in keeping me on my toes, so making sure I don't miss a single critical to add to the crit jar. Hey, Steven. It's been a while, and by a while, I mean 10 minutes ago? Not even? By the way, we're about to see a really cool Pokemon. Like a brand new friendo. Not someone that's going to be in our party, but we are going to have but it is going to be some, in a very, very unique looking Pokemon. Lucelle, as the foremost Pokemon expert that we have on this stream. Very curious right away. Look how doofy these goggles look. We got Kecleon.
Ooh, Kecleon looks like a master of disguise.
Well, kind of fits in a little bit with the whole chameleon aspect that it has going on, as well as its ability. It's a very unique ability called camouflage, meaning it's a normal type right now, but if you hit it with a move that's not normal, it will actually change into the type of the move that it got hit with. So if you hit it with a water type move, it becomes a water type. If you then hit it with an electric type, it becomes an electric type from that point until the next hit. A really, really cool, unique
Very
Pokemon.
Cool.
I love the introduction of abilities in this game because it really does a lot of really unique aspect. It changes a lot of ways you can play with Pokemon. Some abilities are, not great, but some abilities are just absolutely beastly. Okay, you're here. This gym puzzle is easy, but boy, but it's also very easy to mess up. Alright. So I am going to need a little bit of focus here. I'd rather avoid having to fight these trainers. Okay, we're good. What is my HP looking like? Am I at full? No, I'm at full heal. Okay, I'm full health. Yeah, no, we're good. Alright. We're gonna see a lot of, really a lot of Pokemon. Cute Pokemon, I would say. Cute and cool Pokemon, including one of Sal's favorites, in this run. Now, the main thing here is figuring out, what the first Pokemon is going to do, because it could be potentially annoying. Could be really, really annoying. In terms of the setup it can do. The first Pokemon, Swellow, can use Double Team, which will make it harder for us to hit. It's basically the anti-accuracy. And like reverse lowering the opponent's accuracy, it raises your evasiveness. So we want to hope that it doesn't use Double Team a whole lot. No, wait. Oh, wait. Hey, I don't wanna. Tap aerial ace. That is okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That's number 9. But boy, that's not a time where I want to see number 9. Okay. I am. Let's go for it. It's risky at this health, but I want to say we are fine. There's Altaria.
Oh, it's a beautiful fluffy bird.
And there's Altaria. Skarmory is a tank. And we take it on with one hit. You see how strong this Latios is? This Latios is unbelievable. And then last but not least, this is not her ace. Her ace was Altaria, but I Pelipper. And bye Pelipper. Just like that, we have now won batch number 6. I don't even remember. I honestly lost. I actually lost track as to how many badges we had. That is A-okay. By the way, I love the designs of all these gym leaders. They are some of my favorites in the entire game, in the entire franchise, I should say. Like, they cooked with some of these gym leaders, with Nona being one of them. And also, I just love the ambiance of this town, Fort Tree City. It's literally a town where everyone lives in tree houses, and I think that's a really, really cool thing. But yeah, now we're kind of just going through a little bit of exploration journey until the next big plot point, which we are going to see in a second, but there's just going to be a lot of riding around. So Sal, now's a good time if you got anything to say. Now's a good time as any for if you want to shout anything out, you got any messages, anything, you know, you're more than welcome to talk right now.
Yeah, awesome. Fantastic. So, this, of course, has been Highway to Help 26 from the Steel City Speedsters. And if you don't know who the Steel City Speedsters are, it's a collective of runners in Pittsburgh and surrounding areas who love going fast and breaking games. But however, you don't have to be from Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania to be part of the Steel City Speedsters community. I, in fact, am joining y'all from Canada. So it's very true. You can be from anywhere and be involved in the community. Come join our Discord. And the Speedsters will return. Keep an eye on the Steel City Speedsters socials for announcements about upcoming events. Definitely recommend you do that because there's some really cool things I know that are in the works for the event. Yeah, chat, how are you doing? What Pokemon have you seen that's been your favorite so far? Please tell me in chat. What Pokemon is your favorite so far? I'd love to know what you've been enjoying about this run.
Yeah, no, there's way too many for me to pick out. I love Generation 3 way too much for me to just only pick one Pokemon. It's funny, my favorite Pokemon is one we've seen our rival use. My favorite starter of all time is actually Trico, the grass starter. And I just love it. Like, part of it was shaped by two things. The Pokemon anime where Ash had a Trico and evolved it all the way to Sceptile, and my goodness, that Grovyle and that Sceptile were so cool. That entire line was so cool in the anime. And then also, to add on to the cool factor, they were a big character in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeons, more specifically in the Explorers of Darkness, Sky, and Time games for the DS. They were also, in my opinion, those were the best Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. Shoutouts to anyone remember the Mystery Dungeon games? Yeah, they were so good. I hope we get another Mystery Dungeon game at some point in the future. Because the most recent one were remakes of the first games, Red Rescue Team and Blue Rescue Team. And I would love if we either get like a remake of the DS games, or if we get there's a new entry into the franchise. Was there HP? Oh my god, 101 triple digits at this point. My goodness, that is really good. HP. I need to heal because I'd rather not take a chance. Get that? Because Mightyena becomes problematic. It could either hit us with Assurance or hit us with Swagger, which introduces the possibility of us hitting ourselves. I actually maybe should have healed or saved, because this is honestly the hardest fight, potentially most annoying fight out of the bunch. You know, okay, you know what? Okay, that is... Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to... This is really risky. Do I even have a full... I have a Prison Berry. I'm only going to use it one time, and I'm hoping... Swift! Okay, go back. Okay, never... Okay, fine, don't use Poison Fang. Oh, no, wait, you just use Poison Fang. And you poisoned me! That's... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. That... Okay. Interesting. I'm going to save just in case, although I don't think we are in a... I don't think we're... Being poisoned is not bad, because I believe at this point in the franchise, they got rid of the mechanic of that poison has, where every 4 steps you take, your Pokemon loses 1 HP. Like, even if you're not battling, every 4 steps you take, you actually lose HP. I think by this point, they got rid of that. I'm fine. And this next fight that we're gonna... It's just 1 Camerupt, and it's just Surf. But we're not gonna be... We're gonna be fine, but I am going to have to... remember to heal at a Pokemon Center. That is what I'm hoping to do. And so yeah, there also gives them another chance to, hey, say hi to Camerupt. I'm sure that it's going to do something incredible in this fight. Now am I kidding? No, it's not. Poor Camerupt is never gonna get a chance to show off its stuff in this game. Now comes the a bit of the whole plot point of like, oh, this is now introducing the potential world-ending event that every single Pokemon game, or most Pokemon games have, where so basically you have these 2 orbs, the red and the blue orb. They are supposed to be always together, and Maxie, the leader of Team Magma, took the red orb and gonna use it to awaken Groudon, the legendary Pokemon of this game. Which is, you know, for lack of a better term, the box legendary. I can teach Fly, and I'm teaching Fly over Psycho Shift, which I don't even remember what Psycho Shift does in this game. Oh, it transfers status condition. That's unbelievably situational. So, yeah, no. We would never use a move like that in a run. And now we're gonna take a quick little detour at the at Slateport. We are going to be healing and doing a little bit more shopping. We're going to be spending our hard-earned cash to replenish our items, just as in the same manner as a lot of you should, if you're able to spend some money and donate to the Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation, a wonderful, wonderful cause. And I'm so glad that we have been able to raise so much money throughout this weekend. It warms my heart that we were able to do it. I don't need to sell anything. I actually need to just buy it for good.
Do you want to know a little bit more about some of the stuff that the Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation does?
Oh, please, absolutely.
Yeah, so they're involved in a number of things, including community health services. So they help LGBTQ plus people of all ages improve health with groceries from Hugh's Kitchen, where on average 85 people visit Hugh's Kitchen weekly for groceries. That's a huge number of people. They also do one-on-one case management and care coordination. They do legal aid resources and support, wellness and community events, and as well, they do senior groups and resources. It's also so important. They focus a lot on youth, but they also don't forget about seniors, because all ages have unique needs and supports. And so they're doing incredible, incredible work. As I said earlier, I'm going to shout this out again. You can check them out at www.hughlane.org to learn more about them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sal. We're going to be now healing our Latios who got pretty badly poisoned, and we are really hoping that does not happen again, because poison is an incredibly annoying stat to deal with. My hope here for this little next couple of fights is to avoid getting seriously damaged, because if I avoid getting seriously damaged, or waste a lot of turns trying to damage the opponent's Pokemon, it saves us having to take another trip to the Pokemon Center. But we shall see. This little area is actually where, late into the game, you are able to actually ride a ferry. You have access from this town all the way to another town that we're gonna see after these next couple of fights that we are coming up, Lily Cove City. Now, Sal, chat, I want you to pay very close attention to that submarine's design. I promise I will. There's a point to this. I promise there is a point to this. Might want to sort of pin that, or take a mental snapshot of that submarine. You see it? It's like green, copper green or whatever. It's cool. Commit it to memory. Take a little snapshot of it. Hit save as. Just say and put the file name as submarine. Then revisit that in 8 minutes from now? 9 minutes from now? You'll see why. And it's like one of the funniest things you'll see in this run, in this adventure if you've never seen it. Oh, okay, that is actually perfect. That actually could not have gone any better. That Mariana was going to be very problematic for us down the road, 2 minutes from now, if it actually hit us with a lot of damage. Thankfully it did not, so we are actually good. I don't remember, I think Golbat is not going to be faster than us, so that's also really good. But yeah, now we're about to see... We're not going to see a ton of new Pokemon. Although I'm trying to think. Actually, no, you are going to see 3 new Pokemon. And I'm actually very curious, Sal, because we are actually going to encounter Slugma's evolution. Which I am...
Ooh, let's go.
I'm fascinated to know what your thoughts are going to be. I have an idea of what you might... how your reaction is going to be. But still, I'm very, very curious to see. We're actually going to see Trico, the Grass Starter's final evolution. And then also, oh yeah, Whalmer, the big blue whale Pokemon that you saw in the last rival fight. That is also going to be, we're also going to see its evolution, Wailord. Which, the in-game battle sprite doesn't do it justice. It is hilarious how big it is. It is like an actual giant whale. If you actually look at the like an actual like scale of how it looks like compared to a regular person. It's like Wailord, it's like 40 feet long, something like that. But obviously, you're not gonna see all of that in the screen of this fight, which would have been really funny. However, this rival fight, unless we hit that incentive, this will actually be the last time we battle our rival. So make sure that you donate if you want to be able to see more Brendan fights. And you know, a little bit more comeuppance for him beating us all the way back at the route right before whatchamacallit? Right before Mauville City. The second rival fight. This will be interesting.
Yeah, and as a reminder, folks, we are $30 away from $2,100. So I want to see that before the end of this fight. I'd also love for us to get that return bonus fight, but at the very least, I want us to hit $2,100. I believe that we can get $30 more to give us this nice round number. So get your donations in. Also, oh, Macargo's even cuter than Slugma.
I'm so glad you love Macargo. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. Here we go. Okay, that's a critical? Okay, that little damage, that's a critical. Fine. Okay, that's number 10. Everybody, that is number 10. I'm not going to heal out of Pokemon Center because we have enough potions to not have to worry about that. But, boy, we did do a lot. There was a lot of damage on that fight, but I'm so glad we actually went for it. That fight could have been really, really annoying. Here's a fun little fact in the, get out of the way, King Magma Grunt. It's a fun little fact about this game. For this fight you saw, it was mandatory. In the original games, that actually was not a mandatory fight. This fight was only, the only thing in the original game about that fight in terms of initiating it, was that he was blocking that big building that you saw in the cutscene, right before the fight called the Lily Cove Department Store. So technically, you did not have to, fight. You did not have to fight, Brendan. The only thing is that you would have had to, you would like, just lose access to going to the Little Cove department store until after the, wait, did I heal? I did not heal. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, this will be fun. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun right here.
While you focus in on this fight, can I read a donation?
Absolutely. Go for it.
We have $20 from Wicked Goose, who says, honk. Oh, and that was a crit.
Nope, that's 11.
11? That's 11 now?
Yep.
Okay, I missed a couple. All right. But thank you so much for that donation. That has put us $10 away now from 2,100. I want to see that.
That was another crit.
Oh, that was another crit. All right. We are critting so much here. That's incredible. That's fantastic. I want to see that, though, before we have to name the next Pokemon. As a reminder, you can sign your donation towards determining the name for our final Pokemon. You can choose from the ones that are already there or submit your own suggestion. There's a $6 difference right now between first and second place for that, so it doesn't take a whole lot of money to decide what the name of the next is going to be and to get your opinion known. So, exclamation mark, donate in chat. Let's see some more donations for the Humane Wellness Foundation and their work to support the LGBTQ and HIV communities and their health.
Alright, so we've now gone into, we're in the Magma Hideout. We just now got the Master Ball, which literally guarantees us a catch on any Pokemon we want. Does not matter the Pokemon we go through. We will automatically catch it if we use the Master Ball. Bit of foreshadowing on that. I'm just gonna say it. A little bit of foreshadowing there. Where's my Pokemon? Okay, there we go. Also, can we just acknowledge the fact that that last fight had 2 criticals in one go? Again, when you use Focus Energy, it's a 50-50 shot. If you don't use Focus Energy, it is significantly less than 50-50. So the fact that we got 2 crits in one fight is absurd. It's absurd, RNG. And actually, this is a fun little. Oh, this is gonna be really, really interesting. So the next fight that we're about to do is gonna be our one only instance of a horde battle, where we get a swarm of Pokemon. 5. It becomes a 5 versus 1 in one go. And it is actually kind of funny how this fight goes. Also, can we shout out to the 4th grunt that called us a nincompoop? Like, what?
Very rude of them to do so.
In fact, there are so many Pokemon on the screen. Look at how much time it takes for the game to register.
Oh, that's a lot of. Let me find my notes about this one. That's a lot of sad wolf babies. And they all faint. Let's go.
Just the collective domino, like doom, 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 doom. Oh, 3rd one asks us, did we cheat? No, but it sure feels like we're cheating. By the way, remember that submarine design? Okay, take a look at the submarine now. It sure doesn't look copper green to me. In the time it took us, in 10 minutes ago, we saw that submarine. They managed to get it all, to paint all of that. Which, by the way, can we just acknowledge the fact, okay, it's a submarine. By the nature of its design, it's meant to go underwater. Who is going to look at that? Who is going to look at that design that isn't Team Magma? Like, what was the point? That's crit number 13. We've had 3 crits in this base. What even is going on?
I think the game is saying more money for the Humane Wellness Foundation.
Absolutely. But yeah. Decided to. I get it, their whole thing is fire Pokemon and everything, but like, there is literally no practical reason to have done that, to have painted the submarine and designed it like a camera up. No point whatsoever.
They probably did it for the enrichment of the, aquatic Pokemon who they are about to unhome with their plans to, get rid of the water, make more land. Because, we'll give them something pretty to look at as their final site.
Fair. I accidentally hit on land. I hate that one corner tile. I hate that tile so much. Okay, I forgot, you're a trainer? No, you're not a trainer. I'm trying my best to avoid, because water trainers are incredibly annoying. Oh, that... I hate when the repel, is done... Oh, after the, while you're in the middle of the water. Alright, we're now actually already at gym number 7. This one can be incredibly annoying. So I'm just gonna hope that I can solve this puzzle in one go. I remember back in the day when I first started learning this game, like about a year ago, I needed to have I had to look up how to solve the puzzle in here, because it can be incredibly annoying. There we go. Oh, I see you. That trainer was aiming to fight me. Nope. And now, since I've done this puzzle so many times, I've committed to memory how this is going to look. What the puzzle is. So now, we have solved the puzzle, and now it's all a matter of having any fights whatsoever. Alright, perfect. That was practically textbook. Okay, now here's the objective of this fight. As important as actually winning. Knock out Marshtomp. I cannot stress how vital it is that we knock out Marshtomp. Also, shout out second save for no reason. It won't make any sense for another 30 minutes from now why knocking out Marshtomp is important. And I cannot stress you, if we are not able to knock out Marshtomp, best case scenario, we lose like a minute and a half. Worst case scenario, we lose like almost 10 minutes. But either way, that'll be for the future. And now we're about to deal with Tate and Liza, who are just absolutely one of my favorite gym leaders in ever. A pair of twins who specialize in double battles and are using Lunatone and Soul Rock. So, Dave Grandpa comes out of retirement for one more fight. Just one more fight. And by that I mean, Dave Grandpa will literally just be buffing up our... Okay, that's fine. That is perfectly fine. That is... Interesting. Was hoping it was gonna do Light Screen instead of Calm Mind, but I think that might still be fine. Oh yeah, no, we're good. We win. Yep, we just won the fight. And we knocked out Marshtomp, which is just as important. I really will not stress how important it was to knock out a Marshtomp. We got a... Hey, we got a fun little level up. And, if I am reading this correctly, that was actually a gold split, believe it or not. That entire...
Oh, that's incredible.
The entire split was literally the moment we got batch number 6 all the way to now. That was all one split on my live split. That was a gold split. And now comes the now that we got batch number 7, we're so close to grabbing the final batch. We bring you this interruption to essentially indicate, hey, Team Magma's about to destroy the world. So yeah, so this is essentially a cutscene like, oh, Groudon is potentially being awakened, Team Magma doing the bad. You'll see kind of what's gonna happen. We're talking like 15 minutes? No, not 15. It's like 12 to 15 minutes from now. But yeah, this is just a long cutscene. They're really not doing a terrible amount. So yeah, so if there's anything you'd like to say, more than happy to throw it over to you, Sel.
There's a few things we can talk about. So, as a reminder, there is one more Pokemon that we get to name this run. Toro hasn't told us what the Pokemon is, but I can tell you what names we currently have here thanks to donations. Good Enough is currently in the lead at $17 raised, with Skeens right behind it at $11 raised, and then we have Clemente at $1, Penguins at $1, and Yints at $1. You can donate for your donation towards any of those names, or suggest your own name, and decide what that final Pokemon is going to be called. Do you want Good Enough, or do you want something else? Because without more donations, it's going to end up just being Good Enough. I also going to give you a little behind the scenes peek at something. So in the donation tracker, where I'm seeing your lovely donations as they come in, I can see how many donations have been made this entire event so far. We're at 121 donations this event. We're also only $10 away from $2,100. So, chat, I propose a little challenge. Can we, before we have to name the next Pokemon, which is coming up sooner than you'd think, can we get $10 more raised with 2 donations? So that we can have 123 donations and $2,100 raised. I think that's very doable. That seems like a very doable goal. There's lots of ways we can do that. It could be two $5 donations. It could be, $9 and $1. My personal idea is $7 donation and a $3.02 donation, because that would honor Alara's birthday. It's Alara's birthday today, and she's the head organizer. Those are her two favorite Pokemons. Those are Pokedex entries. So, I believe that that's a doable goal. I'm going to challenge you to that, chat. Let's see if we can do that. I think it's very doable. What do you think, Toro?
I think that is a swell challenge, and I purposefully went underwater on the wrong tile just to kind of give us more opportunities to meet that challenge. It's all about the long game, and I think we can hit that. I think we can hit those meet those challenges that you put forth onto the lovely viewers.
Yeah, so $10 raised and 2 more donations. I believe in chat. Also, as a reminder count, if anyone's keeping track of the crits and wants to donate along with Toronate at the end of this run, we're currently sitting at 13 crits. I'm hoping for more, because that's more money, of course, for the Hulane Wellness Foundation.
And that those crits go in my favor as opposed to not in my favor.
That of course too. We do want to give Toro good luck. But, I also wouldn't be opposed to the odd crit for the enemy team, for the purposes of more marathon, more time to donate, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you gotta keep it dramatic. We've had a lot of dramatic moments so far in this run, for sure. Hey, it's Mightyena, number 48 at this point. I've lost track of how many Mightyena. I feel like Mightyena might be the most common Pokemon we've seen in this entire run.
I don't know. All I know is Mightyena looks like an 80s rock band singer, and they all just kind of look the same.
Fair. So I just realized I only have 1 surf left. I did grab a Leppa Berry. That is actually perfect. Because I need 2 surf. At least 2, probably 3 surf attempts, and yeah, I desperately need to raise the amount of surf. I think it's because of. No, it's fine. We have Leppa Berries, so we're not in any danger whatsoever. Shout out to actually solving this first try, because my goodness, when I was a kid, I believe the puzzle was slightly altered in the remakes, but in the original, my goodness, that was such a really annoying puzzle to have to contend with. I am not great at those rock sliding puzzles. If you actually got to do it first try, shout out to you, because that is not easy to do. And I would say we are... I probably should have saved. Actually should have saved. That is not the end of the world if I lose this. It is gonna lose me a little bit of time, but... we've had some very bizarre fights in this run.
I have faith, I believe.
I have faith, too. Now, my hope here is that this Mightyena does what every single Mightyena with this particular fight has done, and that is actually not know how to play the game. The first thing that we're about to do is use something called the guard spec, meaning for 5 turns we actually do not have to deal with our stats being lowered. And if things go how I hope they are, this Mightyena is going to keep using Scary Face to lower our speed. However, it can't, because we have the guard spec effect. It's gonna use Scary Face. For what? It's gonna keep using Scary Face. Huh? Okay, we basically just won the fight. Okay, we are complete. Well, no, I keep saying that, but like 20% of the time that at 20% of the time I say that in this run, it's always been something for sure. All right, Crobat, the only thing that is potentially deadly. Never mind, we're actually faster than Crobat. We win. All right, so remember Camelot? Time to see a special little surprise.
Ooh, I love surprises. It's a fluffy one.
Meet Mega Camelot, and just like all the other Camelots, it does literally nothing. Easy come, easy go. Yep, that is one of the very few times we'll actually see the Mega Evolution mechanic being used in a run. But yeah, as I explained, and kind of self-evident, Mega Evolution, it gives a temporary transformation to a few Pokemon that have the ability to Mega Evolve, and dramatically makes them stronger. Some of them are just completely broken just for how strong they are.
Hey Toro, when do people need to have the name for the final Pokemon in?
I will say 9 minutes.
9 minutes? Okay. Do you have time for a quick donation? Because we just had an upset.
Oh, okay. Actually, you're more than welcome to. This is kind of a lengthy cutscene that there's really not much to say here. Just appreciate the visuals while Sal tells you about the donation and the upset.
Perfect. And I see another donation has also come in. All right, people are fighting back now for for names. First of all, we have $20 from Anonymous, who says, "What if Yins were the Pokemon we caught along the way?" You know, that's a fair point. And that has, and I need to refresh now because, oh my word, you also started donating. That has put Yins in the lead at $21. What an upset. It was at $1 before. Wow, what a jump all the way from the bottom to the top. But Skeens is fighting back thanks to this $7 birthday train donation from Bonsai Joe, who says, "Happy birthday, Alara." Also, let's get Skeens back up top. That has put Skeens into second place now at $18. Now, I'm going to try and do some math here really quick on the fly. I'm not super great at it, so give me a second here, but $4, that's all it would take right now for Skeens to beat out Yins. Good enough. Would need $5 to win out.
Good enough.
This is still very close. Oh, and also, we've hit $2,100. In fact, we are now at $2,100 and sorry, let me try this again. $2,117.22 total. Hey chat, keep on donating. I know it seems like that bonus boss fight's pretty far away still, but every donation, even if it's just a couple of dollars, gets us closer. And it's all going to an incredible cause, right? And if you haven't heard this yet, I'm going to remind you all about the charity that we are raising money for. The Humane Wellness Foundation was founded in 2017 to improve the health of the LGBTQ+ and HIV communities. We offer a variety of services and resources to our communities, as well as expert training for organizations to improve their capacity to serve LGBTQ+ clients and staff. Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation is named in memory of Huey Lane. Huey lived in a time when being out and openly talking about HIV were highly stigmatized. Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation strives to address both LGBTQ+ and HIV bias across the many intersections of our communities to create spaces and opportunities for individuals to be their authentic, courageous selves. They're doing this through so many different ways. You can learn more about what they're doing. They've got social media platforms. There's a website, hughLane.org. And you've already raised a phenomenal amount for them, but I believe there's still time in this run. There's that bonus rival boss fight that we'd want to see. It might seem like far away, but every donation counts toward it. So, ! Donate in the chat. Keep on donating. Let's see how much we can raise for the incredible work that they're doing.
Absolutely, and I'm going to. I have a bit of a. I have an interesting idea for people who maybe a little bit of a game with this run with your donation. I want you to. Wow, that isn't. What is that spawn? Okay, interrupt me while I'm about to do something really cool. Okay, fine. All right, Pelipper. Okay.
Oh, Pelipper is also a certified cutie, but also very rude of it to interrupt you in the middle of speaking.
Extremely rude. Now, I'm not gonna give any hints. However, the only hint that you had was me saying that the Tain Lysa fight was a gold split. I want you, with your donations, comment what you think the final time is going to be.
Oh, I like that. I'm also seeing in chat, in chat there is a good enough supporter saying that it's $4.01 to put good enough in the lead for name of the final Pokemon. Again, that's coming up real soon. It's a tight race right now. What name do you want to see? You gotta fight for your chosen name, because if you won't fight for it, no one else will. As a quick reminder, right now, Yinz is in the lead at $21. Skeens is next at $18, with good enough right behind it at $17. That's not a big difference. That's a difference of about $5. So it doesn't take a whole lot for you to get your choice of name in the lead of those three. Or if you have, the money and you want to, you can donate something else. A $22 donation would put something else in the lead. I'm just saying. What are we naming this final Pokemon for our stacked team of this run?
Yeah, no, it is stacked. We got Cave Grandpa, who was running roughshod, beating all three of our dad's Pokemon with honestly relatively little effort. Then we have Latios, the God Slayer himself, and then we have our final team member, which I'm not gonna spoil it, but if you've been observing, you're kind of already know what that final team member is. But I'm not gonna spoil it. Just gonna have to wait another couple of minutes. I'm gonna say you can close this in about 3 minutes.
Our chat, you heard Toro. 3 minutes left. Get any final donations in for that name. Oh,
we're getting more?
Just got a donation. I'm gonna check and see something quickly. Okay, so the names have not changed. Mm-hmm. This is $25 from Rumor, who says 3 hours and 31 minutes. Best of luck in the runs. Ooh, that's a good guess. I like that.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for that donation. That donation now puts us $8 away from $2,150. And $8 would bump either Skeens or Good Enough up to the top to win over Yinz. And put a nice little lead present for it as well. But you're gonna start running out of time very soon, chat.
Yeah, no, it's... We're basically about to encounter our final party member and catch our final party member. So I would say, maybe another minute 90 seconds. So listen,
hurry, chat.
We're almost there.
We have $15.99 from Pirate Jet 21, who says palindrome donation total.
Ooh.
I think you tried. I think you were maybe a little late on that, because that our current total is not in palindrome. But thank you for that effort. That went towards Clemente. Clemente is now 1 cent behind Good Enough, but Yinz is still in the lead. $4 to get Skeens in the lead. $5 will get Good Enough in the lead. $5 and 1 cent will get Clemente in the lead.
Yeah,
what are we naming our Pokemon?
We're getting really, really close, everybody.
Oh, we have $10 from Verlerno. Sorry, I hope I said that enough. Who says Good Enough is good enough. Oh, I like that. Let's see where that puts good enough. Is that in the lead now? Oh, that puts good enough in the lead at $27. Yints fans, if you want Yints to win, you need to donate. I believe that is a $7 difference. $7 will put Yints in the lead.
All right, we can stretch for another 30 seconds, I think. For another 30 seconds.
Another 30 seconds, get those last donations in.
Because, my goodness, it's just an incredibly... This entire split has been almost nothing but cutscenes and auto-scrollers.
Well, let's go. Come on, chat.
So shout out to Sal for carrying the talking in this entire split. Or really for the last, like, 15 minutes almost.
We're just giving you a little break. That's fine.
I'm taking a safety save. If for whatever reason something happens, the game crashes and we don't lose like 15 minutes of progress here.
Yeah, let's not do that. Although it would be more time to raise more money for the Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation, but we also don't want that. We can safety save. Yeah.
Okay. I would say now is a good time to officially close it off because ta-da! Our final team member, it's Groudon, and not just any Groudon. This is the cool new thing they did with the legendaries in this game. Technically, not Mega Evolution, Primal Reversion, which acts a lot like Mega Evolution. However, there's one key difference to it. To Mega Evolve, you need to have the Mega Stone, and you have to manually select the choice to Mega Evolve during a fight. In Groudon's case, as well as Kyogre, if you hold the item that allows it to execute Primal Reversion, it will automatically transform. Which, ooh, it is. Primal Groudon. It's an absolute unit. And also a massive time waster, but my god, how many cutscenes are you gonna have, dude? We throw the Master Ball, and Chad, if you remember, guaranteed catch without fail. Okay, so who is our winner?
Our winner is Good Enough with no space, capital G, capital E.
Awesome. Now let's see, can I actually type faster this time around? Give her a nickname. Oh, I almost said no. Good enough. I probably should have. No. Oops.
Oh no.
Good enough. And technically, the F is it's phonetic.
That's fine. That's fine. We can pretend that's close enough.
Good enough.
Good enough.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, welcome to the 2-minute unskippable cutscene where hands are off. I'm taking a water break. Let's have a nice little time to kind of reflect on things in this run. Man, this run has been quite the adventure. Great start. Like, Mudkip was carrying Marshtomp like most teenager decided to get lazy, miss Rock Tomb and Mud Shots, having us lose a couple of key fights, and like every teenager does. But yeah, we basically saved the world. What happened was, Groudon was woken up, and there were actually portions of the overworld where it had the sunny day effect. Meaning that fire-type moves got stronger and water-type moves got weaker. And it actually did, and it does it for like several portions of the entire map, which I think is a really cool thing to have to deal with until you catch Groudon. In Alpha Sapphire, you get the legendary Pokemon Kyogre, where it's the inverse. Instead of Sunny Day, you get Heavy Rain, which it's the inverse where, water-type moves get stronger, fire-type moves get weaker. And it also makes the move Thunder hit with 100% accuracy, same with Hurricane. With Sunny Day being in effect, the move Solar Beam, believe it or not, actually bypasses its charge turn, and you can actually be able to hit the move on the very first turn. So, We still have a little bit of time left on here, but you are Sal. If there's anything else you'd like to say, if we have anything else coming in, more than welcome to do so.
Indeed we do. So first of all, while Tora was lovely explaining things for us, I did a little bit of math. We are less than $100 away from 90% of the goal for that bonus rival boss fight. So I know that sounds like some weird wild math. I promise you, I'm doing my best here, but we're close. This is still doable. Keep on donating every amount, whether it's $5, $10, however much it is. Still helps us get closer to that goal. I would love to see that if we can get there. So go tell your friends, go tell people to come watch, come get involved. But we did also get a donation in while I was saying all of that. $10 to Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation from Wild Cherry Meteor. So glad to have been a part of this amazing event. Shoutouts to all of the runners, staff, and volunteers that made it happen. Let's close out the weekend strong and go Horror Night. Thank you so much for that donation. And yeah, indeed, a huge thank you to everyone who's been involved. And, you know, it's the runners, the staff, the volunteers, they all make it happen. But also all of you who are here watching, who've shared the event on social media, for everyone who's donated. All of you also play an important part. These events are not possible without all of us coming together for this cause. And as well, that now puts us, let me do some real fast math here. That puts us at, we're $22 away from $2,200.
Ooh.
You know,
yeah, get those donations and I pose a challenge. Can we get to 2,200 by the time I get my final gym badge, which will be within the next couple of minutes, because we are going straight to the final gym.
Oh my goodness! Hey, chat, that's a challenge for you.
Yeah, maybe we'll
$22 in the next couple of minutes. Can we do it?
Yep, and I wanted to say that because I'm actually going to need a little bit of focus time, because this puzzle is so annoying, so much so that if I fail this and don't have a safety save, congratulations, I lose 3 minutes minimum. Two. Okay, we're good. Oh my goodness. This puzzle is
Good
unbelievably
job.
stressful. Unbelievably stressful. Okay. Groudon, our final Pokemon. We're going to give it 2 moves. Swords Dance and Smackdown. Swords Dance is... Oh my god, that's gonna be our bread and butter. Okay, what is attack stat? 147, 131 defense. What's the speed looking like? Oh my, this, it's good enough. It's not amazing. It's only just good enough. A lot of the stats are kind of mediocre? No, not mediocre. It indicates that, like, they're bad. They're not terrible, not great either, but, I had to use...
perfectly fitting.
Yep, it is. I had a feeling. There's a small part of me that I was like, oh, you're gonna get, like, the most mid Groudon to ever exist. Which is perfectly fine, because even a mid Groudon can still be extremely good. By the way, this is Wallace, our final gym leader. Absolutely love his design. Believe it or not, fun fact, in Pokemon Emerald, which is considered the 3rd... Look at the fashionista that he is. In the 3rd game, Pokemon Emerald, he is actually not gym leader number 8. He is actually the champion. And in his place is his old mentor, Juan, who is also a water type team. So you get the 8th gym leader being water trainer and the champion being a water trainer, which
oh, Love Disc is also a certifiable cutie.
Oh, absolutely, 1000%. Okay, this will be interesting. Come on, don't do sweet cats. Okay, that is completely fine. That is honestly totally fine. Also, I meant to actually hit Sword Stance on this Pokemon, not Love This, but that is completely fine. We got enough Person Berries to go around. Yeah, a lot of really cool new water type Pokemon that we get to see throughout the run that you normally typically don't get a chance to see. Also, I bet you love this one, Celio.
Yeah, pretty cute. Wood pet.
And last but not least, Seeking. An old Generation 1. Seeking, a classic from the original games, believe it or not. Also, my absolute favorite gym badge design in this entire game. And look at him. Even after taking a devastating loss to a literal earth-shaping god, he's still positive and looking fly as always. But speaking of, we're actually about to use the move Fly to get out of dodge right now, because we have a date with Destiny, becoming the champion. We're basically now have kickstarted the final act of this play, which is becoming the champion and using Groudon as our ace. Before we get to kicking the final dungeon of the game, I do have to do a couple of things. That Person Berry, we have 4. Okay, we have plenty. We are completely fine. I have to teach Waterfall, our final move that we are going to teach. And just hope I don't run into any trainers. That is going to be beautiful if we don't actually encounter any trainers. Not that we would be at risk of losing, because it's Groudon. We are not going to lose at all. But it is a bit of a big time waste. Make sure there is okay. Okay, we are good. Okay, I usually get tripped up at this point and accidentally battle one of them in some of my runs, but thankfully, we are all good. Alright, Buzzcoon, you were amazing, but this is now where we unfortunately have to say goodbye to Buzzcoon permanently, because we will store him in our PC.
Buzzcoon's just having a nap.
Yep, big ol' nap. Buzzcoon deserves the rest.
Mm-hmm. So true.
Oh, there we go. What I really wanted to make sure was avoid Marshtomp getting healed. Let me just make sure that I didn't accidentally heal him. Perfect. Marshtomp is still KO'd. Perfect. This is where Marshtomp being KO'd is actually going to play a big factor. This final dungeon has a couple of double battles that would activate if Marshtomp if we had at least 2 Pokemon that were not knocked out. Because we only have 1, those fights actually do not trigger. Which is great, because those are incredibly difficult fights, even for a Groudon. Which I'm very thankful that we don't have to deal with that. But even though it's KO'd, believe it or not, it can still use moves in the overworld, which I honestly think is really, really funny. And so we have, I want to say, only 9 fights left in the run.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, that does mean the end of the run is coming up really fast. I'm going to issue a challenge to chat. Can we reach $2,200? I think we can. That's $22 away. I think that's very doable. In 9 fights, I think we can absolutely do it.
Yep. I'm trying to remember, do my math right. No, correction. I think now it's either 9 or 10 fights if I'm doing my quick math correctly.
Still, there's not a lot of time left, folks.
Yeah, no, not a lot of fights left. Not a lot of fights left.
Exclamation mark. Donate in the chat. Let's get those final donations in. Let's see how much we can raise for the Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation.
Actually, this one is a really interesting fight. We got to see 2 Pokemon that we typically are not here in the original games. First of all, Hitmontop, which, boy, do I have a funny story about Hitmontop. You remember that marathon that I was alluding to a couple of hours ago about how I deleted my save file of Alpha Sapphire that I had as a kid? Not as a kid, I was a teenager. Okay, alright, okay, don't interrupt me with a critical, that's number 14 anyways. So, that Hitmontop, the stance that it was using, the animation was like designed and inspired by capoeira, which is, best way that I can describe it is Brazilian fight dance. I absolutely love it, and it's actually the fighting style that was used by Eddie Gordo from the Tekken franchise. Now, I love fighting games, and so I made a minor oopsie. I accidentally said that that it came from the fighting that it came not from Tekken, but it came from Street Fighter, and in the middle of the marathon, and chat just let me just have it. And giving me a hard time. And when I accidentally, and I tried to, double down, I accidentally corrected myself, saying it's not from Street Fighter, but then I used the wrong character. Also from Street Fighter. And that was, the moment I'm like, okay, I officially have to turn in my license, of being a member of the fighting game community.
Also, Mawile is a shy cutie. That's my official take.
Mawile's great. Mawile can actually Mega Evolve, believe it or not. And its Mega Evolution, Mega Mawile, in competitive Pokemon, it is one of the at the time, one of the most powerful Pokemon in existence. It just destroyed everything. So... yeah, no, that Mega Mawile, thank goodness it did not Mega Evolve, because that Pokemon, Mega Mawile, had an ability called Huge Power, which doubled its attack stats. Straight up, not like a sword stance where it increases its attack by 2 stages, no. It doubles the base attack stat, which made it into, oh, darn, I was hoping you were gonna turn. That's an extra fight. I forgot what you had. You got a Kingdra. That is not great.
That's no extra fight. There's more time for people to donate. We are $22 away from $2,200.
I'm gonna bank on this working. Oh, we were having fun here. Oh goodness gracious, that was a crit. That would have been a KO. That would have been a KO. Anyways. But yeah, we just actually passed a couple of trainers that would have challenged us to a double battle. And here comes the other ones that would have challenged us to a double battle had we had to deal with that. Okay, I'm going to heal. And take a save. Right here. Because we're about to have our final, earthquake. One of my favorite battle themes in the entire franchise. It's so good. Our final obstacle before we challenge the Elite Four is Wally, who has grown up a lot, matured a lot, and gone all the way to becoming a potential Elite Four challenger, and will be our final obstacle before everything is all said and done.
We love a growth story.
And we love Altaria.
Very true.
I'm just laughing, like mentally chuckling every time I see the good enough.
It's so good.
It's Kenny KO? Perfect. Okay. And then we got Rosalia, another... I personally love Rosalia. And then Magneton making an appearance from... a return from all the way back to Watson in gym number 3. I forgot I need to go for... Smackdown? My attack stat being lowered is actually... No, we're fine, we're fine. We are naturally faster. So we are completely fine. Making another return from Norman's gym, Delcatty. The absolute cutie kitty. And then last but not least, we got Ralph's male final evolution, Gallade. And we also got a Mega Evolution sporting the Battle City Tournament Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! Cosplay with the dual disc arms and everything. Does absolutely nothing. Oopsies. So, we've been Wally. So now, all that's left is the Elite Four and the champion. We only have 5 more fights left in the run. Only 5. So yeah, so now's actually now's a pretty good time to sell. If there's anything you'd like to say, we are kind of nearing the end of the run. I said we got another. Actually, no, not just spoil that challenge of everyone donating with your with a prediction on the final time. It's still in play.
Okay. So, I already said before, we are $22 away from $2,200 total raised. We also are 3 donations away from 130 donations total this event.
Ooh.
So, can we get 3 more donations? Make that a nice round number. Maybe we can also get $22 in the process there. Donate and tell us, what time do you think this run is going to end at? We already had a 3 hour and 31 minute guess.
Not bad, not bad.
Tell us what you think, especially as we're getting close. You can use that timer on screen as a good estimate for you. But let's hear your thoughts. Do tell. What time do you think Tora's gonna get?
By the way, I did peek over really quickly while this cutscene was playing at chat with Omega Sonic. Omega, was that a Simpsons reference? The arm blades, they do nothing. One of my favorite quotes in the Simpsons. The goggles, they do nothing. I absolutely love this. Shout out to any Simpsons fans watching this. Do I still have a person berry? I do not, so that is great that I actually... We have 3 prison berries. We are honestly fine. Okay, Sydney! the first of the Elite Four. It's basically a challenge to make sure that you don't get ahead of yourself. The first Pokemon, Mightyena, is not what you need to worry about. It's the second Pokemon, Shiftry. It has the ability to double its speed under sunlight, which is what Groudon does every time it's brought out onto the field. And if it gets faster, it's a grass type, meaning that it will do super effective damage with moves like Leaf Blade. So we want to kind of... We're kind of just in a bit of a waiting and see period. Okay. And I'm going to put out an X. Okay, we are... Okay, we get... that's really annoying. Okay, we should be faster now. Earthquake. Now, we did run out of full heals, however, we have full restores, which is actually still completely fine. Now, we want to make sure that we get another X speed in here. Okay, okay, we are good. Leaf Blade has a stronger than normal chance of hitting us with a crit, so even if we had done this setup right, we were still at risk of getting... We're still kind of at risk a little bit. But yeah, no, we are kind of basically, we're basically, well, no, hold on. Aqua Jet... No, yeah, no, we might actually be in danger if I don't heal up right now. Because Aqua Jet is a priority move, meaning that it will automatically go first. Oh, yeah, yep, I was right to heal. That would have KO'd us right now. That would have KO'd us right that instant. Okay, no need to show off, Sharpedo. No need to show off. No need to show off. Okay, basically just won the fight. We are faster than Absol. We will KO it in one. That is, alright. Sydney is a fight that can go terribly, terribly wrong, but thankfully, no real problems whatsoever. I know we were asking about your thoughts on the Pokemon, but what are your thoughts on so far on the set pieces we've had so far in this Elite Four?
Oh, this area in particular is beautiful. I love the wisteria and the giant lotus blossoms. Beautiful. Oh
yeah, no, this is absolutely my favorite set piece out of the entire Elite Four in this game. It's unbelievably good. Actually, no, I don't need to... not yet. Don't save. Don't save. All right, hold your horses. Turn Knight, hold your horses. Another Person Berry. This one is another fight that can go potentially awry, depending on... This is gonna sound weird. I am hoping that my HP stat is an odd number. Or rather, or if it's an even number, not something divisible by 4. I know that's weird, but that could potentially come into play depending on the very first move that Phoebe's first Pokemon uses. It actually will make a difference. But yeah, Phoebe is the Elite Four member who specializes in Ghost-type Pokemon. Starting off with one of my absolute favorite Pokemon introduced in this game, Dusclops. Absolutely just love how spooky he is. Here's my hope. My hope is he actually confuses me. He's either going to use the move Curse or Confuse Ray. I am banking on it being... Oh, okay, no. Okay, this is, okay. Ooh, this could be... Okay. Interesting. We are... Oh, this might require a reset. Yeah, because, okay, the way Curse works is every turn you lose a quarter of your HP, so I'm hoping... Yeah, no. Yeah, I'll play this out. I'll play this out. I want to see... Not supposed to... The next Pokemon... Next Pokemon is, Sableye. Ideally, we don't heal at Sableye. This is really touch and go. Okay, you're annoying. Yep. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's curse for you. Yeah, that's really, really annoying. That's incredibly annoying. While we're kind of just going with this setup again, Sal, anything you'd like to say?
Hey, chat. Remember way back earlier in the run, we were doing some birthday donations for Alara? Sableye is one of her favorite Pokemon. That's Pokedex entry 302. Can we get 1 or 2 final happy birthdays for Alara? Donating with some version of Sableye's number. That could be $3.02, that could be $30.20. Some combination of that. Because we're getting near the end of the run. Let's see, can we get to $2,200? I believe.
Alright, Phoebe, please don't use curse again. Please don't use curse. Don't use curse. I know some people who run this game and say, well, why, you shouldn't have healed Sableye. The math, it wouldn't have mattered. We were gonna lose. The HPV on 172 was actually detrimental because it is that you can perfectly divide that into 4. So that is unfortunate. Come on, don't do this again. Okay. Might have to. I really do not want to. Interesting. It's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna happen again. Can you use Ice Punch? Yeah. It's gonna be 1/4 because my HP, and it's gonna, yeah. But I'm resetting that fight again. I'm resetting that fight again. Phoebe, come on, girl. Stop using curse. You normally use Confuser. Confuser is the more likely move to hit. But clearly it knows, clearly Marathon Lock wants to, extend this run as long as possible.
It's giving people more time to donate.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alara, I see in chat, like, your baby boy is hurting me. Your baby is hurting me. It's done more damage to me than I did to the Sableye. So don't... Nothing... The problem is, it uses a move called Foul Play, which gets stronger the higher your opponent's attack stat is. And given that we did Sword Dance, it's gonna hit for a truckload of damage. Now you may be wondering, well, why don't you just not use Sword Dance? And hopefully that will improve things. Well, unfortunately, that means we can't one-hit KO a lot of these Pokemon. Because Dusclops is incredibly tanky.
Dusclops looks very huggable. That's my take on it.
I agree. I fully agree. Thank you. Thank you. We just won the fight. We pretty much just won the fight. Oops, did not mean to do that. We're going for Precipice Blades. Is it kind of essentially the... Okay, that's number 14, I want to say? 14 or 15?
That's number 15 for crits.
All right, 15. Fake out. Okay, all right, Sableye. See, look at what your baby boy is doing to me, okay? Alara, look what your baby boy is doing to me. I think in the grand scheme of things, it did more to me than I did to him.
Hey, speaking of Sableye, we have a $3.02 donation from Anonymous that says, "Happy birthday, Alara."
Happy birthday, Lara.
Puts us at like $19 from $2,200. Come on, Chad. I believe we can get there before the end of this run.
we can absolutely get there. Okay, so now we're going to see our one and only instance of... Actually, no. No, never mind. We are not going to do Primal... Actually, no, we are. I'm getting ahead of myself. We are actually going to do the that little cool little Mega Evolution type thing that we saw a little while back for Grotto. We're actually going to do that right now. I want to make sure using up an elixir to make sure we have enough earthquakes to go around. I think, personally, I think this is like the weakest of the set pieces in the Elite Four, personally. But, still, Glacia, I think it's pretty self-evident, self-explanatory that it's just nothing but ice-type Pokemon for this one. Even the name Glacia, I mean... What Pokemon type are you gonna be with a name like Glacia? Grass type? No. Alright, now comes the thing that is going to take 1,000,000 years to do because they really wanted to milk the heck out of this animation. What are your... I forgot what your speed is. 103. Yeah, no. Okay.
You got time for a donation while you're doing all this?
Absolutely.
All right. We have $3.02 continuing on that Sableye train from Iggy Zig, who says, "Happy birthday, Alara. Thank you so much for being as wonderful as you are and giving us such a wonderful community and, more importantly, a wonderful family. Te queremos mucho. Finish this run off strong, Toro, and much love to everyone that's donated. So much less than 3 to all of you." Thank you so much, Iggy, for that wonderful message, and continuing sending Alara more birthday love, making her feel a little bit better, hopefully, about what happened to the Sableye, who, don't worry, Sableye's just taking a nap. It's okay.
Yeah, no, like, this is a Pokemon, like, the Elite Four building also has a Pokemon Center, so yeah, no, we're good. Sableye is fine.
It's totally fine. But that got us even closer. We're inching ever closer to that 2,200. Who's gonna join? Who's gonna be next on that $3.02 birthday train?
And last but okay, Laylee, come on. Make me waste an earthquake. Alright. So now we are only 2 fights away. We are almost fully done. Wow. What an adventure. What an adventure we've had so far today at the finale for Steel City Speedsters. I am incredibly proud to have had the opportunity and the privilege to be the finale. I've ran at every Steel City Speedsters event that we've had up to this point, the 2 that we had last year at Techo and at PGX, both with Pokemon TCG, so this is a bit of a different feel going through this adventure, but I'm so grateful to be able to share this with all of you, to have Cell as my host. Just immensely proud of the work we've done so far in this run. And this event, actually, in this entire event.
Yeah, no, so far we're at $2,184.25 raised. That's an incredible amount that's blown so many people's expectations away. I hope, and I think we can still do a little bit more. Any last donations, of course, is going to the Hugh Lane Wellness Foundation and all of their incredible work and their incredible programs helping out LGBTQ plus youth and those living with HIV. But even so, a huge round of applause to everyone who's donated and been involved in this event in some way. you are making an absolute difference.
Yeah, $2,100, almost $2,200 is just an incredible amount, and I'm so proud to be a part of this group and helping raise that much. All right, here's Altaria one more time. Now the main thing is, okay, Cotton Guard, that is interesting. We are going to be going for an X speed here. Cotton Guard like dramatically raises its physical defense, so that is definitely something to have to watch out for. Okay, now we're doing one heal. And now we lay up the smackdown on this Altaria, which would have been KO'd had it not been for really another Cotton Guard. Oh wait, I did not mean to do that. Not mean to do that. Actually, it honestly doesn't matter at this point. We are so powerful that it is not gonna matter. Just like that, we pretty much just won the fight. It really is. We're still using X items, even up against like a complete god like Groudon, who it's just good enough. Again, not amazing, but it's good enough. And then actually not last but not least. By the way, thoughts on Flygon? Flygon, absolute fan favorite. I love Flygon, one of my favorite Pokemon.
Two angular. Two angular,
that's... Huh. Okay. Interesting take, okay. But who am I to argue against an expert in Pokemon such as you, Cell?
Indeed.
Alright. One last fight. Which, yeah, very, very long. Actually, first of all, heal? And fine, wasting a final push. Full restore, I should say. Also, Elixir, one more time. Would you like to take a gander at who the champion is? If you've played a Pokemon game, any Pokemon, you kind of already know who it is. It's our boy Steven. Like, you do not give a character like him this much importance in the plot and not have him be the champion. Come on. The music goes so hard in this cutscene, as well as the champion theme that we're about to hear.
Can I get some shout outs in chat? This is an absolute banger of a song.
Champion Steven! You're gonna see a theme. Metal and fossil Pokemon. Starting off with Skarmory, the name of the game is setting up and making sure that you keep an eye on your HP and that you are not in danger of getting KO'd by potential Toxic. And boom, we get Toxic. Okay, can we acknowledge the fact that Toxic almost never misses, despite being a move that literally has a 45% chance of missing. But oh no, give me a move like Rock Tomb and then boom. Oh no, it's too much to ask for a 90% accurate move to actually hit, you know? Okay, we are going to... I think we are going to need, I'm not leaving this to chance at all. I'm using an X speed. I'm hopeful I don't get... No, we're good. he had used Toxic again, this would have been a call for a heal. I just had to open my mouth. I just had to open my mouth. I just had to say it. I just had to say it. Alright, now comes Cradily. Funny fact, Cradily is the final evolved form of Leleep, who is one of the 2 fossil Pokemon that are introduced in this game. Leleep and oh shoot, Anorith. Anorith is the other Pokemon, and we'll actually get to see, spoiler warning, we'll actually get to see Anorith's evolved form in a second. I want to see what our defense stat is. I don't think we're in trouble. 154. Yeah, no, good. 154 is actually kind of mediocre. That is an actually mediocre defense stat. But, however, like its namesake, it's good enough. There's Armaldo. God, Armaldo is one of the coolest Pokemon in this game. I know I'm gushing so much about all the different Pokemon introduced in this game, but it's so good. Now comes arguably the coolest Pokemon introduced in this game, Metagross, which is an absolute beast and a unit, and then he got to Mega Evolve and evolved into Mega Metagross, who is also just absurdly powerful.
Yo, is that a member of the X-Men?
Maybe! Practically a mutant with how strong it is. Alright. That is it. Time will be in about a minute and 15 seconds from now. It will be on the Fade to Black. Yeah, on the Fade to Black after we officially are crowned the champion. So, yeah. That is our adventure. Pokemon Omega Ruby. I think that was a crit at the very end. So that is number 16. So I will be donating $16 to the town. One final crit on the champion fight. What an adventure, I will say. And you're officially saving the game? Steel City Speedsters officially Hoenn League Pokemon champions. Normally we would have a team of 6. We only have one Pokemon, just one Groudon. Groudon, good enough. The reason why we took out Marshtomp, even though it would not have mattered in the long run, it's to save time. That's time, by the way. So,
GG.
That is Pokemon, and I'm gonna do good on my promise. That is $16. I'm going to go into the tracker and into the tracker website, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to go to our donation page while we are having this little cutscene of he calls us his best friend.
Aww.
Dude, we've only had 3 conversations. How are we your best friend? I barely know you. I spoke to your mom almost as much as I talked to you.
Look, don't question it too hard.
And I just really want to thank everybody for first of all, shout out to Steel City Speedsters for giving me the opportunity to showcase this game. This game was essentially that in Ghostland Yard, which you also saw earlier in this run. This for me this weekend was essentially, the theming was games that have really opened my eyes in terms of speedrunning, and just been absolutely among my favorite games to speedrun ever. And I'm exceptionally proud to to be your finale and to be a part of this group. This group is just absolutely fantastic. I was approached by Alara last year about the idea about me being involved with Steel City Speedsters, and I thought that was such a really cool idea for someone who doesn't even live in Pittsburgh. Someone who doesn't even live in Pennsylvania. I live in Ohio. I live like 25 minutes outside of Cleveland. And for me to still be a part of this group, I mean, shout outs to Alara, shout outs to Dag, to Stump, Omega, to everyone, to the entire crew who worked in this game, who worked on this event and on past events. Seriously, without you, and to all the viewers, all the people who donated, who spread the word, all the wonderful organizations like the Healing Wellness Foundation that we've worked, we are working with since our inception. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I'm currently glad that we went to underestimate, because my goodness, Phoebe, why did you use curse twice? Anyways, this is a really neat little detail from in the credits. So you will notice we're only seeing Mudkip. These credits will actually change and will put in the Pokemon that you used at certain snapshots and certain parts of the game. So we're seeing we only had Mudkip the entire time, and the early game you just seen Mudkip on, and we have Latios. We're gonna see Latios in a little bit, depending on when we sign off and everything. But either way, I just want to give a heartfelt thank you to everyone, and thank you for allowing me to do this. It was an absolute blast. I couldn't have asked for a better friend and host to be on this journey with me than Cell. I was so excited when Cell agreed to be my host for this run, and I think I don't know about you, Cell, but I thought I had an absolute blast with this.
This was so much fun. And can I quickly interrupt all of your wonderful shoutouts? Because I've got some exciting news.
Oh?
So, as you know, right, there were 16 crits in that run.
Yeah.
And you donate $1 per crit. And we were 16 away from 2,200. Hey, Tor, I hate to break it to you, my friend, but you actually got sniped from getting us that $2,200. Because that went to matrimony with $16, saying $1 for each crit, 2,200 hype. And then, of course, another 16 came in a few moments later from Toronite saying $16 for 16 crits. So thank you both for that. And there's still time where we're shouting out if you also want to join on that $16 crit train.
Yeah, seriously, $2,200, 2216 is an incredible number. It beat the our number that we raised at PGX last year by, I think, like almost $500, which is just incredible. The fact that we've been able to raise between those two events roughly $4,000 is no small feat. It is just absolutely incredible. I am very, very, very proud to have been a very small part of it.
This has been a fantastic event. Toro, where can folks find you if they want to see more?
Well, you can see me on Twitch, where I will be grinding the two games that we did you saw me do, Ghostland Yard. I got a PB there during this marathon. I'm incredibly proud of that, but that's not the end of the journey. I still have a lot left in the tank with Ghostland Yard, so I'm going to be grinding that. I'm still going to be grinding this. I want to get to a 3-1X. That is my hope. My current PB is a 325, so I hope to get a 3-1X sooner rather than later. I run a lot of different things from Pokemon, various Pokemon games, Ghostland Yard, a lot of Spyro games. That's also one of the things I like to do. A lot of Game Boy Color, from Mario Golf to PlayStation 1 classics and not so classics. Just a lot of different things. So I want to, you can find me on Twitch as same name, Toronite. I have also same name on YouTube. It is a channel that will have soon original speedrunning content that I'm currently working on. A couple of videos already in the works, deep into the scripting process. So I'm very much excited for that. So yeah, that is that will do it from me. And again, yins are amazing. I'm very, very happy to be a part of this group. And with that, thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Shout out to the Healing Wellness Foundation. Keep donating, keep supporting the Healing Wellness Foundation, and keep supporting Steel City Speedsters, because we will be back. We will be back.
Yeah.